gobbledygook. Don't waste my time. Going live, it says. Now it says you are live. Hello, everyone. There may be a delay, so I'm going to say hello for maybe 30 seconds or something. I know that this is from out of nowhere. We haven't had anything uploaded to this channel in a very long time, and all of a sudden, hey, we're going to go live in like 20 minutes. I know, but I just had to get something out there. It's not so much that I'm going for the largest audience. Certain things need to be just documented or whatever. But anyway, we are going to talk about a few different things today. There are links in the description. There is one for this right here, which gives you links to just about all our stuff. Please consider donating. We're really hurting for money, actually. Culture War Encyclopedia. That's the Culture War Encyclopedia, which is arranged alphabetically, and you can click on it. It's still being built. Everything that is linked and bold is done. You can click on it and read it. The other stuff is just a reminder to myself to, or actually an indicator that there will be something there. Now, Culture War Encyclopedia videos on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Brighteon, on social media locals, and also I have been on Twitter, but I'm pretty sure I'm shadow banned. If you were to search for me, you probably couldn't find me there anyway. Culture War Encyclopedia. Justin Trouble written reports. Justin Trouble on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Brighteon, and obviously right now we're on YouTube, and I think this is gonna go to Odyssey, I believe, as well, and maybe BitChute. But I would prefer if you subscribe to us anywhere other than YouTube because of the horrible, horrible treatment, the dishonesty, the shadow banning, and you know what I mean. On social media, Cloud Hub, Gab, Minds, MeWe. Then we have Tabby's videos. Tabby's on multiple. You're on Rumble or anything other?
YouTube.
Rumble and YouTube. Link right here. And there's my lovely goddess Tabby right there. And she does a lot of fun stuff right now. She is not streaming, but she streams often enough. You should check it out. So anyway, that's that. That is one of the links. And I think I can X out of that right there. We're going to talk today about the, you know what, Demic? 2. We're going to talk about details about that. We'll see what happens with YouTube. But let's first talk about J-Rod or Jaiden, the Gadsden flag kid, which you've probably heard by now. Now, I try to avoid doing stories that everybody in the world is doing, but, you know, this one's fun, and I think Tabby probably, I'm hoping, has a lot to say about that, and we'll see. But I also have, you know, I think I've noted something that hopefully is kind of unique, something novel we'll get into. So here you have the Gadsden flag with Jaiden as the snake. All right. Then we have well, okay. So by the way, this is the Culture War Encyclopedia, and I have a Culture War Encyclopedia Substack, and I have a Jaiden Justin Trouble Substack. Culture War Encyclopedia is more like a permanent thing that I'm building, like a Wikipedia or encyclopedia. Imagine Wikipedia if it didn't suck and wasn't, you know, full of shit. And Justin Trouble is more like, hey, here's a new thing. Hey, here's another new thing. Like that. Okay, now, here we go. In this news item, we found an encapsulation of the Culture War circa 2023. In fact, in this very instant frozen below, let me enlarge that, we could find the perfect image displaying the opposite attitudes of the two main opposing sides of the Culture War. And by the way, just look at the faces. So you notice they're on the left and they're on the right, but she's also upper and he's lower. Partially because, you know, she is taller, and maybe also a little bit of the angle, but she is the authority here. And also notice the polarity, the yin and yang. One's happy, one's not. One's, well, here we go. Let me just read what I wrote. On the upper left hand, we have the spineless, child-hating, baby-killing authoritarian left quadrant of the political compass, which I'll show you in a moment. Collectivist, humorless, tired, ill-informed, or just plain stupid, dull, spineless, obedient, and conformist. Boring. By the way, I want to see, I'm going to do a little sound check, volume check. When I go like this, boring. Okay, I should get closer, right, folks? All right. I'm going to boost the level to, let's make that 10. Let's try that. Testication, master. Okay. I will reiterate with better sound. All right. On the upper left hand, we have the spineless, child-hating, baby-killing, authoritarian left quadrant, collectivist, humorless, tired, ill-informed, or just plain stupid, dull, spineless, obedient, and conformist, and boring. Now, folks, here's the political compass. So she's on the left, and she's in the upper left because that would be authoritarian. And he is on the right because he leans towards the yellow-black, if you know what I mean, as opposed to the red and black, if you know what I mean, and libertarian. And don't be fooled. I'm not saying that if you wear red and black, that means you're libertarian left. It's what they wish they were. But anyway, technically it's supposed to be that. It's supposed to be, yeah, that left-leaning anarchism, but it's not. Anyway, on the lower right hand, we have the libertarian right quadrant, individualist, irrepressibly joyful, energetic, well-informed, bright, rebellious, revolutionary, brave, family-centered, inspiring. There are, of course, more than two sides in this culture war, but the main contenders are the authoritarian left and the libertarian right. Below, we see a generalization of the four main cardinal sides, I meant to put an S there, of the culture war. Again, this is an oversimplification. It is, however, a useful compass. She would be on the upper left, where you see authoritarian left, and he would be on the lower right, where you see libertarian right. And here we have, let's go through a little bit of the photo, whatever, montage here. Oh, why does it do that? It's supposed to go like this. Okay. Look at this face, Tabby. It's another moment caught in time. And,
oh, she knows what it means. Crap, I can't lie to her.
Yeah, it may be that, yeah.
She did that face twice. She did it once to the kid to basically say, I'm smarter than you, you poor little dummy. She was being condescending the first time.
Yeah, you're right.
And the second time, it was stank face like, crap, this one knows her shit.
Yep.
Oh, you've been caught, Karen.
Now we're gonna show you.
Please.
We're not gonna confuse. We're gonna try to get to it so you're not so confused. But just notice here on the kid's backpack, among other things, St. Michael. Notice the Gadsden flag. Notice also Doge, but the Gadsden flag is what's consequential here. And we'll get to the video in a moment. Here's, by the way, again, on the upper left, we have this ideology. On the lower right, we have this ideology. Wow. Based. His backpack's...
They need to fire that fucking administrator.
Okay, well, let me play the video. Okay, I'm gonna race ahead, folks. We'll play the video. This is what we're talking about here. I gotta put some volume on though, so the Tabby can hear.
I've heard it.
Well, we have to know when we're, Okay, so check this out, everybody. Might take me a second to get all the levels just right. We'll see what we can do.
Do they know what the Gadsden flag is? That's a historical flag. So they're, the reason that they want the flag, the reason we do not want the flag to stay is...
All right, I'll start it over.
With slavery and slavery.
First, let me get a sound check.
That's the reasoning behind them not slavery. The Gadsden flag. The Don't Tread on Me. Which is the Gadsden flag.
Very quiet for some reason, but we'll turn up the volume as much as we can here. Let's see if I can boost that. All right, yeah, we could boost this. How about 6? Let's see what that does.
Oh, thank you. Do they know what the Gadsden flag is?
Okay. This will be loud enough. I will have to mess with the volume, though, so that you can hear the quiet parts and not get deafened by the loud parts. I'll do my best. Which means I can't really enlarge this. But there are links to everything. So, for example, what you're watching or what you're looking at right here, this webpage of mine, has the embedded video. You can go to full screen if you want to. Here we go. From the beginning.
Thank you. Do they know what the Gadsden flag is? It's a historical flag. So they're, the reason that they do not want the flag, the reason we do not want the flag displayed is due to its origins with slavery and slave trade. That is what was, as the reasoning behind why we do not want this displayed. The Gadsden flag. The Don't Tread on Me. Which is the Gadsden flag.
Stink face bitch.
By the way she answered that, she was trying to get away with not revealing that she didn't actually know if it was called the Gadsden flag or not. It is.
She doesn't have any idea what the fuck she's talking about.
Of course.
She's in there exercising authority that she doesn't have. Okay? She has no fucking right to unleash her personal political agenda on a student.
Right, yeah.
Over a patch on a backpack. Guess what, bitch? You know the one thing you are actually in control of? Your motherfucking eyes! Look away! Look at how easy that is. Look, I'm looking forward. Oh, I don't like that. I'm gonna look over here. Look at that. Look at how. Oh, look at that. I solved my fucking problem in under a second by looking the other fucking way. No. You're an authoritarian cunt. And what the cunt doodle wants to do today is make a fucking child kneel before her like she's God. I am the God of authoritarianism. You will kneel, little man, because I don't like your patch today. This bitch needs to be sterilized. Sterilize her. For God's sakes, I hope to God she doesn't have children. They're gonna be psycho killers.
Psycho killer.
No shit. Creatures like that create psychopaths that kill people. They indulge their children going, my child's a lovely little brainchild of narcissism. They can never do nothing fucking wrong. How dare your child ever look at my fucking child? And then they drizzle their child in SJW politics, trans queer fucking realities, and any animal they want to be for the next 20 years.
Right. Yeah.
Tell me that's not going to cause a child to become a sociopath, and that the first fucking second society pushes back, they kill people.
Yeah.
Tell me that that's not the concoction for that exact scenario. Because you know what? Read a fucking book. That is the concoction for such a scenario.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's sad to say
brains have recipes.
It's sad to say we're probably going to see a lot of school shooters related to this trans, gender
bullshit, because
stuff.
These kids are gonna fucking go nuts. Children have developing brains. Everything you put in there is a fucking ingredient to a recipe. Do you want your child's recipe to be one of success and fucking the ability to self-validate, or do you want them to be neurosized into their own bubble of stupid so far that they don't see reality and they explode one day? You know the word going postal?
Yeah. Good point.
Jesus Christ! I hope she has no kids.
Yeah.
And if she ever thought about it, I hope the doctor that tried to help just sterilize her instead. This creature doesn't need to be anywhere near children. Any adult that thinks that they have the right to fucking make a child kneel doesn't have any business being near a child. The only one that gets to ask that kind of level of respect from their child is the one who had the child.
Yep.
Everybody else back the fuck up! Not your business! You don't get to mold his mind or soul, bitch! You get to teach him reading, writing, and arithmetic. Short of that, go fuck yourself. Which you probably do all the time because there isn't a man on the planet that would touch your chicken Why is this creature not fucking fired is what I want to know. Somebody who takes a child out of class for their own personal agenda. That doesn't seem like a safe human being to be around children.
Indeed.
Seems like somebody who should be banned from going near children. Like, no, you can't be trusted to shut the fuck up and mind your business. You're not allowed around kids today. At all, lady. That's a stretch.
Cunt doodle. Somebody likes your cunt doodle comment.
Thank you.
By the way,
She reminds me of a chicken at the same time. I can't help it. I see her like pecking at breadcrumbs on the street. Pet.
thank you for that, Daniel. Daniel Kier, is that how? Hot Retarded Chicks, wonderful to have you here. Unmated Personnel Unit 3947, wonderful to have you here.
Sorry, I yelled.
Germ Graves, well, that's part, Rev P Jez Grit. I don't know how to say that, but thanks for being here, everybody. Yes, Sweet Justice is back. Well, I'm glad to be back, everybody. Been a very hot minute. I watch you. Yeah, and ahoy hoy. Anyone's anti-magnet. Yeah, we've had so much going on. Just so much going on. It's my computer barely works, and this is the first time I've been able to actually do anything other than use one web browser
and stare at it with discontent.
Yeah,
pretty much.
In a very, very long time. Windows tried to update, and it just, since then, things have not been working. I can't play music half the time, can't play music half the time, can't play videos, can't use my web browser Opera, I can't use Firefox, downloaded the new ones,
Very frustrating.
It's very, very frustrating. And then we have a broken down truck, so we've been getting into bicycling lately, and let me tell you, it's been physically rough living in the mountains and trying to get groceries with bicycles by riding up mountainsides. It's not fun, and not always possible. And by the way, Huffy's are supposed to be good bikes, and I do have strong legs, but I don't think it's my fault that the pedal just...
No, I think that was me. I think I may not have put it on tight enough.
Anyway, let's not bore the people too much. Let's get back into the video. Here we go.
Okay, so he's what's going to happen if he doesn't take it off?
He is able to go. I was actually just telling him, I was upset that he was missing so much school. I'm like,
Because of you.
Yeah, and by the way, kudos to how calm and collected the mother's tone right there.
The mother should have stopped her right there and said, because of you, my son is missing school.
Yeah, she
Because
should.
of you,
But let me
my
just make the
son is
point that that mother was so almost meditative right here.
Yeah, because she knows her son has done nothing.
What's going to happen if he doesn't take it off?
he is able to go. I was actually just telling him, I was upset that he was missing so much school. I'm like,
Okay, so now you want to address that point. This woman, she's saying, oh, I'm upset that he's missing so much school, so I'm just trying to get him to give into authority, which is why I have you here, ma'am. So, to make him do this.
Yeah. Remember when my aunt decided that I was in her way because she's a sociopathic piece of shit?
Yeah.
And then she looked at my mother and went, "You're my sister, make her behave."
Right.
And my mom looked at her and laughed. Because first off, my mom has not tried to make me behave since I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
Not because I don't listen to her. It's because she knows that if I get it in my head that I'm gonna frickin' do it, it's gonna be frickin' done, and there ain't... God himself would have to show himself in the flesh to make me stop.
Yeah.
My mom knows that about me.
Yeah.
She respects my commitment to my goal, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She also trusts that I'm not crazy, nor narcissistic, nor evil.
Yeah.
She knows these things.
You can
about
immediately
me.
tell when you meet Tabby, or you folks probably can tell by now if you have the experience, that Tabby, as angry and aggressive as she might get, as much of a Valkyrie or a Viking warrior shield maiden she may be, she has her heart in the right place, which is one of the main reasons, I think, why I love her so much. I don't know. I mean, if she wasn't that way, I wouldn't love her.
He's sweet.
But
He's sweet.
I love
He's
you, baby.
sweet.
All right. Let's go.
So I asked if can he just take his stuff out of his bag and go back to class. Like I just want him to go back to class. The bag can't go back. It's got the patch on it because we can't have that in and around other kids. So that's what I was trying to, and then he said you were close. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with slavery. That's like the Revolutionary War patch that was
Okay.
displayed when they were fighting the British. Like that wasn't,
Their
that's the
stink
revolution. Maybe you're thinking of like the
Snake face.
the Confederate Confederate flag.
Okay, I
Is
am
there
just
history
here
teacher
to
that can
enforce,
tell me?
you don't.
No.
I am here to enforce the policy that was provided by the district.
Show it.
And definitely you have every right to not agree with it. I mean,
Yeah, because
yeah,
the
absolutely.
ACLU says that he's allowed to wear that. If you like go on their website, it's like says
leftist
ridiculous.
fucking crap
So-
against her right there.
Yeah,
The
and we'll see that the
ACLU
mom.
says he can, and that's usually a leftist fucking jumping platform. They're like, the ACLU agrees with me. Well, the ACLU agrees with him today.
Yeah.
Did that make a small firecracker explosion in the very lower cerebral hemorrhage area? Just
Yeah. By the way,
that hurt?
we will look at the rules in black and white and the wording of it. And this woman's full of shit.
Yeah, she is full of shit. Of course she is.
All I'm saying is that
Unless there's like a ban on patches, period. Like if you said there's no patches allowed at the school, you cannot display what you think or anything like that, or what cheer or anything like that. I think it's like one-sided, you know, because you allow some patches but not other
Other
patches.
kids have patches like other names and like the American flag and backpacks.
Yeah.
And you see how in sync the boy is with his mother. He's not really into, they just flow together like two musicians, like they give each other just enough space to talk. He's backing his mother up. She backs him up.
I get it. The mother gives her son a lot of respect for his age.
Yeah.
He gives it back.
Yeah.
Boys are like that.
Yeah.
Girls can be that way too, but then hormones get in our way sometimes.
Yeah.
We're a little crazy, and I'll admit that.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons you guys love us, okay? We're unpredictable and hot. That's what we are, okay? We are elements of nature. You either love it or you run from it.
Yeah.
You know?
But I believe what he said there is that other kids have patches. Well, he definitely said other kids have patches. I think he said something about an anti-American flag style patch that he's seen. Probably. Wouldn't be surprised. He's probably seen rainbow flag patches, which is
I'm
fine if
sure
everybody
the
gets
halls
to
are
have.
lined with those.
Yeah, if everybody gets to have their own whatever as a student, fine. That's a student expressing themselves. The school shouldn't be pushing any ideology.
Yeah, because I'm sorry. If there's a gay pride flag in an elementary school, that flag is a sexualization flag. I'm sorry. Because in order to be gay, you're expressing that you want to fuck somebody who looks like you.
Yes.
Okay, you're not doing what is essentially natural by nature's standard. You know what I'm saying? Like male, female, they copulate, they make babies.
Yeah.
Two boys copulating can't exactly make a baby. Two girls, same thing.
Right.
So, that's what I mean outside the bounds of nature. Just that. And just take the religious shit out of it. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think we're saying that
Yeah,
that
like, what I'm trying to
natural
say-
equals good.
no. What
necessarily.
I'm trying to say is that flag represents a sexual choice.
Yeah.
Okay? Or a
Sexual.
sexual preference, a sexual choice.
An orientation.
However you want to reference it verbally.
Yeah.
That's what that flag references.
Yeah.
So if you're putting that flag in those colors all over the school, you're essentially sexualizing every wall canvas in the school.
Sure.
Okay? And if that is allowed, if you are allowed to have the sexualization flag in the school, then there isn't a motherfucking flag you can say can't be there. Because that one is talking about fucking. And if that one's talking about fucking, then the one talking about fucking freedom ain't that bad. The one representing countries, those aren't that bad. Even the anarchistic ones aren't representing fucking. So at the end of the day, if you're gonna have the fucking flag there, then you can shut the fuck up about any other fucking flag any other kid wants to wear. And that includes patch versions.
Yep.
I think that's fair. If you could have a fucking flag in there, then any fucking flag is allowed.
Thomas Payne says good afternoon to everyone. Daniel's saying he's stealing cunt doodle. Well, that's fine because
You can have it.
she's probably gonna forget it if you don't
I
repeat it.
probably will.
Yeah. But yeah, ADL could fuck off right now. Yeah, they are totally one sided. We have reports on that too, and I think right now if you go to the Culture War Encyclopedia, there's some details as to why we're saying they're corrupt. Let's get to the rest of this. Yeah, well, I mean, there's multiple reasons, but
Yeah.
anyway.
That was like flown during the revolution with, yeah, I just don't understand that at all.
So what I can do is
And if you
speak
go onto
to
the
our-
ACLU's website, yeah, let's talk to
I
someone,
can,
because
I
I
can
don't
have
want a
you
lawsuit,
speak
I really
to,
don't.
I can have you speak to our Jeff Yoakum
Okay.
again.
Okay.
And then he can refer you to our person at the district.
Okay.
Because like I said, we're following district policy is what we're
Super
doing.
cool. Watch him fire that bitch. Watch them fire her with
Yeah.
a fucking
Yeah.
vengeance. Because she didn't check if she was being filmed when she decided to be a cunt today. No, that's the crime she would have committed in the eyes of the fucking school board.
Yeah.
She didn't check to not be recorded in the middle of committing a fucking crime against a child. You pulled him out of class so that you could fucking persecute him over a patch on his backpack. That seems like a crime in my books.
Yeah.
Isn't that the delinquency of a minor on some level? Because you pulled him out of a representative classroom and took him off willy-nilly on your own? That doesn't seem right. Did you get an okay from mommy to do that? No, you didn't, did you?
and
There's got to be some fucking legal precedence to have that bitch arrested for
Yeah.
daring to do this.
Yeah, well,
Fuck you.
we'll get into the legal action stuff. And I'm sure much more is to come. I mean, this is pretty new. Daniel makes the point, yeah, if it was a BLM, a Pride, a hammer and sickle, or an
Exactly.
Antifa flag on his pack, we wouldn't even know about it.
Yeah, it wouldn't have even been blinked at.
Yeah.
She probably would have been like, "Hi, little, you're doing great today. Love that patch.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it? Because I want to get like 50 and glue 'em to my eyebrows.
Yep.
Because I'm a fucking weird-ass Karen."
Yep.
God, how much you want to bet she goes home and cries for, like, humanity and shit? And it's like, oh my god, the world is such a horrible place. Yeah, because you exist. Literally.
So, not yours, yeah, it is refreshing to hear a woman defending a child instead of capitulating.
Yeah.
What I've been saying to Tabby, I don't know, I probably shouldn't go into too much detail, but what I've been saying to Tabby about this when we discussed this, and as I'm putting together this article that we're looking at, is that, you know what? It is nice to see that, because if this were my parents, especially coming from my father, I would automatically be assumed to be wrong, even before they understand what's going on.
Which is never fair.
No.
Your children are supposed to trust that you'll listen to them when they have a concern.
Right.
You know, without just immediately going, well, you're the problem. Because it's not fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now,
if I'm the problem, you made me, so what the fuck's your problem?
I had parents. I had a mother and a father, so I am a lucky person compared to a lot of unfortunate people. And I'm not complaining about them in general. I'm just saying that in situations like this, they would not have my back whatsoever. They would automatically just punish me for getting in trouble before even understanding what it was. So, there you go. Now, getting back to the video. Oh, wait. Thomas Paine, by the way. Yeah, Mountain Compound. Yeah, one of these days we'll be like, I don't know what. But, you know, somehow I have to stop with the Culture War Encyclopedia at some point and get more into digging a well for ourselves and etc. And, you know, building some cabins out here in the woods. What's up?
Nice coal pit would be good.
Coal pit, yeah. But
It
anyway.
saves on heat in the winter.
Yeah.
Seeing as how it just... The land here literally burps coal for no reason. Like, it rains and then there's a pile of it in the yard.
Yeah.
Just rolled out of the dirt. Like, here it is. Like, okay, let's just get
Yeah.
a wood burning stove for coal and shit and just fuck heaters.
Yeah.
Just use that damn thing.
But-
Free coal.
But for now, we're a little bit in the mud. But you know, there's always the hard times, and then you know you need to go through the hard times to accomplish the good. How articulate of me. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, anyway, let's get back to this. But it's good for you to be with us, Thomas Paine. Both you as the person, and by the way, the concept. Thomas Paine, an amazing writer. On Liberty, the Rights of Man. I mean, he really laid it out. It's just he's a person who maybe understand that the Bill of Rights is not something that the government is giving anybody.
No.
It's something
ours.
that constrains the government to protect these already pre-existing rights in order to legitimize their very existence. In other words, the Bill of Rights is saying, here, government, if you want to exist, you have to protect these God-given or natural rights, as Thomas Paine puts it, or God-given, whatever you want to call it, or inherent rights, or just if you want to take the, sort of the Nietzschean will to power thing. Look, we decide we have these rights, and if you want government, we don't care whether you agree or not. If you want to exist as a government, you better protect these goddamn rights, or these God-given rights. And if you don't, then you have no right to exist. We're going to replace you.
Yeah, because if people don't guarantee those kind of rights for themselves, every asshole every asshole in the world has the possibility for becoming an egoist.
Sure.
Okay? So politicians rampant with it because they can't help themselves. Some of them do it because they crave power, and through craving power, they end up doing horrible things because then that makes them feel great. Then you have the ones that are the do-gooder dipshits of the world. Okay, They get in there, they start doing good, but then they realize, I could do better good if I hurt just this one little group here. Can take that money, I'm gonna put it over here, and then somebody talks them into taking a little money for themselves because, see, you gotta pay yourself because you're doing such a good job. And then before long, they themselves are corrupt, and they're corrupted by the need for the money. And they don't even realize it. They still, in their stupidity, in their fucking wild, brainwashed selves, they think that every time they take a paycheck, it proves that they're good. That's how fucking shitty do-gooders are in politics. They're not doing good! They do the first year. After that, it's bullshit. You start to see them change sides. You start to see them hang with snakes. You start to see them vote for people who should never have been voted for.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is an example. You see Marjorie Taylor Greene apparently had some sort of affair with a mainstreamer.
Yeah. It's the fact that politics gives you an air of power. Okay? It doesn't matter how good a person you are. It doesn't. Power can corrupt absolutely. And it will take anyone. That's why I don't want power. I don't, because it's sick. It's fucking sick. Who the hell wants to have control over another human?
Only
That's
bad
a lot
people.
Of fucking stress.
Bad
That's a lot
people.
Of fucking stress.
Well, bad people want that
power. No, I'm
power,
selfish.
you know.
I don't want the stress
Yeah.
of having to take care of another human.
Right.
Especially one that I didn't birth. You know how fucking annoying that is to me as a thought? I have to take care of somebody else's problem? No! You take care of it. I'll take care of mine. Fuck you. I don't know what the hell that makes me other than selfish, but I don't care. I'd rather be this level of selfish than that level of self-indulgent. To think that I'm not possible of becoming corrupt. Because that's how we get politicians. That's how we get people who trust politicians blindly, for God's sakes. Just, if they're a politician, don't trust them. And all of the things that are supposed to keep those assholes in check are for us as protection. Because it's a guarantee they're going to become corrupt. There's no out of it. They're all going to become corrupt. If Trump kept going, decided to become governors or mayor, whatever, he'd become corrupt too. It's just how it works. Don't ever put your fucking loyalty in any politician ever. They are corrupt. They just are. Get past the fucking rainbows part. None of them can be seen as not corrupt anymore. Once you become a politician, that's the rule. It's how you're supposed to view them. For your safety. Get it? For your safety. Doesn't matter if you're right about them. It's for your safety that you don't trust blindly. God damn it.
Indeed.
You know? And I see, you get, I'm sorry. I get hot at this one because it's fucking annoying. I see too many people blindly trusting people because they're like, well, they're saying that now. Okay? That's cool if you want to trust them now, but never fully trust them. You keep your eyes on that son of a bitch at all times. You know? Any whispers of possible guilt, go looking. Because it might be true. You know?
Yeah.
Why do you think we have so many pedophile politicians right now? Because people never looked. They didn't bother. They're like, whatever, I trust him. Blindly.
Yeah. Let's
Raping
not do
children
that ever.
and paying their parents off with fucking taxpayer money. How many of those assholes have done that one? But we're gonna continue to blindly fucking pretend. And guess what? It's not all on the Democrat side. It's the Republicans, too. They're all fucking scumbags.
Yeah.
Because do you ever notice?
Yeah.
Here's a real fun fact, okay? When's the last time a Republican or a Democrat turned down their raise?
Well, Trump.
Aside from Trump, because, yeah, I was fucking surprised when he did that. Aside from Trump, which one of these assholes has ever argued to not get raises yearly?
Yeah.
For doing nothing but
Right.
making the country worse.
Yeah.
Which one of them, Democrat or Republican, ever raised their hand and said no? Who? Anyone? Didn't think so. Not on that one. There's your corrupt level. Anyone who fucking doesn't raise their hand and go, why would we need more money? There's people living under bridges. Why would I need a bigger paycheck when there's people living under bridges? Why would I get paid more when I didn't solve that problem? Chickadee? Oh, that's right. You shouldn't get paid more. That's where you know someone's corrupt, because they want to get paid more for doing nothing. Because money, money, money is always fun. Don't trust any of these assholes. Don't trust any of them. Ever. You're just better off.
Indeed. All right.
Okay?
About
Rant over, but yeah.
50 seconds left or something.
The last thing I want is him out of class.
Yeah, I know
That's
me
all,
too.
like,
He
the last
takes
thing I
his
want.
classes seriously.
Yes.
He studies. He
All right, we'll back up a couple seconds. I forgot what happened 10 seconds ago. Okay, here we go.
Is what we're doing. So, the last thing I want is him out of class.
Yeah, I know me
That's
too.
all, like,
He
the last
takes
thing I
his
want.
classes seriously.
Yes.
He studies. He wants to get straight A's. He did that. He made honor roll when he was here before.
Yeah.
He intends to do that again right now, but it's hard because he keeps missing class for this. So
I understand that.
yeah, and I mean we teach him to always stick up for your beliefs. And I mean you're going over the revolution for 7th grade. I mean the founding fathers stood up for what they believed in against unjust laws. This is unjust.
Okay. Like I said, we're upholding a policy that was provided to us, which we have to uphold.
Okay, can you show me where the policy?
All right. Now, sorry, that's where the recording stops. I've not found the longer version, so I'm pretty sure that's exactly where it stops right there. But we'll get into the policy in a moment here. Now, as far as I can tell, I think this was made famous by Connor Boyack on Twitter. And for some reason, for Substack, tweets don't embed anymore.28 we'd be just hitting play right here. But whatever. 12-year-old Jaiden, who's kicked out of class yesterday, Colorado Springs. Yesterday, I think would be 28th of August, 2023. 12-year-old Jaiden kicked out of class yesterday in Colorado Springs for having a Gadsden flag patch, which the school claims has, quotes, origins with slavery, unquote, which is embarrassing that they would say that. They're an educational or supposed to be
Pull your kids out, people. They
private,
should not be going to this
yeah.
fucking place, because the school, it's not teaching anything real.
Yeah.
What the fuck else are you all teaching there?
The school's director said via email that the patch was, quote, disruptive to the classroom environment, unquote.
Only because of her.
Well, there may also be kids that are trying to argue with him, maybe.
Well, maybe kids who have been fucking misinformed by this lady,
right,
or parents that are just as shit all stupid.
Right.
In which case, yeah, your parents obviously need to have a mental, safety eval done for them because they're stupid. But,
Yep. So the next, in this thread, the next tweet by Connor Boyack is they cited the U.S. EEOC, which admitted that the flag, quote, originated in the Revolutionary War in a non-racial context, unquote, but then said, quote, however, whatever the whatever the historic origins and meaning of the symbol, it has also since been sometimes interpreted to convey racially tinged messages. So, okay, it has been interpreted. So, in other words, because people are wrong, no, we're not going to give in to stupidity, this, idiocracy mentality. Go ahead, Ted.
Hold on, let me intersect here.
Yeah.
I could interpret Shakespeare as, depravity and violence, because it's quite literally a lot of depraved violence in Shakespeare. I mean, he was an alcoholic. But anyways, I could interpret it like that, but the majority of the world interprets Shakespeare as the literal poetry that it fucking is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what interpretation does. it makes an asshole out of you when you want to be a bitch. And the rest of the world looks at you and goes, look at this bitch.
Right.
Dumb.
Right.
Dumb. And by the way, if some kids are having issue with it in the classroom,
Yeah.
maybe as a good teacher, you have a debate. So
Yeah.
that both sides can give their version of what their reality is, and you can all meet in the middle with the real reality, because these are children, for God's sakes, and
Yeah.
you don't know if they're having flights of fantasy one way or the other.
Right.
So it's best to have them discuss it in front of you, and then you fill it in with truth, actual truth, not just what you feel is the truth, but actual fucking truth.
Yeah. Now, I know
And if one's right and
everybody...
the other one's wrong, well, then the one that's wrong learns, didn't they?
I know everybody here knows the following, but I'm kind of thinking out loud so to remind myself as well as anybody else. But let's note here that the 13 colonies, the Gadsden flag, it's about rebelling against the crown. It's an anti-colonialist thing, okay? Because the colonies didn't want to be colonies. They were being colonized. They were the taxes being extracted, eventually to the point where it was not even represented by anything.
Yeah, just we want your money. Kind of like how the Democrats and Republicans are today. We just want your money, so let's write a piece of paper, stamp it, now it's approved. Okay, give us money.
Right. And so we had a revolution. Now, post-revolution, when we use the word patriotic in the United States of America, that pertains to patriotism of our own nation. Okay? Now, eventually there was the Civil War, and then there was the the Confederates, the rebels, okay, the rebel flag, which means that they were rebelling against the nation, which means that they were not patriotic anymore, because they were rebelling against the United States of America in order to maintain slavery, okay? So, that would put these two different things at odds, the Gadsden flag or the American flag on one end, and the Confederate/rebel flag on the other end. These things are opposite, but these idiots, as you can see here, they say tied to the Confederate flag and the other white supremacy groups, including patriot groups. So they're conflating these things together. And by the way, it seems like it's cut off down here where it says Oregon Live, you know. But that's all. If you enlarge it, that's all you get there. Now, next tweet by Connor. The director then argued that the flag is associated with hate groups, quote unquote, linking to this weak article that cites a graphic design scholar laugh emoji, who claimed that, quote, some may now see the Gadsden flag as a symbol of intolerance and hate or even racism, unquote. Again, yeah, some people are wrong. Fuck those people. Don't give in to people who are wrong. People can say that, oh, well, I identify as a potato. Well, you're wrong. All right? And I'm not going to enable illusions because it's unhealthy for the person who even though it's the person's demanding it, no, just like I'm not going to give a cocaine addict cocaine if I had some. I don't know why I would. But anyway, okay, let's say I have alcohol and I know an alcoholic. All right? Well, I identify as somebody who could drink a lot of alcohol. Well, I identify as somebody who's not going to, enable you. So I'm not going to enable you with your identity delusion. But anyway, he goes on to say, some may... Oh, yeah, I already said that. Okay, so there's a link, and then this, I think we have enlarged. But no, we could just read this. Let's enlarge it here. Tied to hate groups. Okay, so that's just a reiteration of what I just said right there from that source. And now, here, as you can see, and you can hear his mom say in the video, Jaiden wanted to stand up for his non-racist beliefs. So after he was kicked out of class, he asked his mom to take him to the news station, this is NBC, to get the word out. And he got the idea from a Tuttle Twins book. I don't know what that is. If you guys do, it would be amazing if there's another female here other than Tabby. Anybody, guys, girls, tell us what a Tuttle Twins book is. Do you know, Tabby? Tuttle Twins book? Anyway,
No.
He got the idea from a Tuttle Twins book. He went to the NBC station. You could see him through the glass right there.
I'm out
They
of
declined to
names.
interview him. So this is early morning on, what would that be, Monday, I think. Monday. No, Tuesday, sorry. Connor then goes on to tweet, or X, or post. So what rule was he actually breaking, according to the director?
Goddamn single one.
This one. See the highlight? And I'll enlarge this first. Though it's unclear what alleged slavery connections have to do with drugs, tobacco, alcohol, or weapons. See, that's what you're not allowed to have right here, okay? This is the only relevant spot in the entire thing. You can read this whole thing, of course, but no, it can't be too short of a skirt or
Well, then
whatever.
the gay
Blah blah
pride
blah.
flag shouldn't be there. Sexual nature.
Well, here we go.
They don't want to link those two, are they? No, they won't link those two.
Under paraphernalia, grooming, jewelry, hair color, accessories, body adornments, and advertisements, patches and slogans or pictures that 1. refer to drugs, tobacco, alcohol, or weapons, sexual, etc. Blah blah blah. But anyway, you can read through the list. There's nothing here about political ideology. And none of these pertain to the Jaiden or J-Rod's patch, Gadsden flag patch.
But note that any gay pride flag or any gay pride fucking paraphernalia,
which is sexual,
should fit under number 2.
Yeah.
So if any of these parents got pictures of their kids being forced to wear patches, stickers, or be fucking surrounded by gay pride crap through their hallways, I think you have grounds to sue the school for violating their own rules of conduct.
Yep. Now check this
Have
out.
fun. They earned it.
This is so great. This is again posted by Connor, but this is from the school board of directors. All right. Yesterday, the student returned with the patch still visible on his backpack. Following the district's direction, Vanguard administrators pulled the student aside so they could speak with his parents and the district. Upon learning of these events today, the Vanguard School Board of Directors called an emergency meeting.
To realize you're all about to be sued through your fucking teeth? Because
From
you have
Vanguard's...
no right to go after a kid over this fucking thing? Oh, gee. Oh, my. Can we say firings for whoever looks like the easiest head to chop?
Right.
Could it be you, Karen? Please let it be Karen.
Yeah.
Karen needs to go. Mouthpieces need to know it sucks to be the fucking mouthpiece once again.
It's not okay.
No
to be
shit,
the
that's
mouthpiece
why
or
the
anything.
whole don't kill the messenger thing is a thing.
Yeah.
Because it sucked to be the mouthpiece. Because whoever came with the message usually got the axe. You know, I'm building Dracula's castle in fucking Minecraft right now. You know what he did to the guy who fucking came to tell him some shit from the Turks? He killed him! Because he killed the messenger! It's a thing! You don't want to be the messenger!
Yeah.
You know, just...
So they, emergency meeting. From Vanguard's founding, we have proudly supported our Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the ordered liberty that all Americans have enjoyed for almost 250 years. The Vanguard School recognizes the historical significance of the Gadsden flag and its place in history. This incident is an occasion for us to reaffirm our deep commitment to a classical education in support of these American principles.
Blah, blah, blah. Fire that bitch.
Yeah, at this time, the Vanguard School Board and the district have informed the student's family that he may attend school with the Gadsden flag patch visible on his backpack. Sincerely, the Vanguard School of Directors. These people there don't want to read their names.
Yeah.
Connor goes on, let this be a lesson. Document your encounters with government employees. Had Jaiden's mom not recorded the video, right, Tabby?
Yeah.
This would not have gotten nearly the attention that it did. Important, not all states let you record secretly like this, but most do. Details. Yeah, I had to look into it lately. Some states, it's funny. Some states, they put it this way. They go, if one person is the interviewer, that's the person recording, and they're interviewing somebody, the interviewee, as long as one party, and it could be the interviewer, gives permission, then it's okay to record. Which basically says you could secretly record somebody as long as you give yourself permission as the interviewer. Anyway, a little weird, but that's not all states, just some states. Now, here's a video about it from the quartering. We're not going to watch that because, you know, it's basically what we're doing. It's his take on it, and this is our take on it. But if you want to get his take on it, I think it's pretty funny. It's fun to watch Jeremy laugh at this because it's hilarious stuff. The governor of Colorado responded to some of the pokes. Okay, so you have the redheaded libertarian, who you may have seen on the Tim Pool thing there. She tweeted, or X posted, whatever, has the self-proclaimed, quote, most libertarian governor in America, unquote, governor of Colorado, defended this child and disciplined the school for abusing their authority, not knowing their history, and humiliating his state? Didn't think so. Connor, the guy whose tweets we've been reading, added, would love to see at Jared Polis respond. That's the governor. Now, governor responds, Jared Polis. Obviously, the Gadsden flag is a proud symbol of the American Revolution and an iconic warning to Britain or any government not to, including our own,
Yeah.
not
Especially
to
our own.
yeah, there you go, not to violate the liberties of Americans. It appears on popular American medallions and challenge coins. Not sure what that is. Through today on and Ben Franklin also adopted it to symbolize the union of the 13 colonies. It's a great teaching moment for a history lesson. Now, I appreciate that he took this stand. He should be maybe a little bit more pushy about, why is this happening? Let's root this out, because this is indicative of not just a unique situation.
No, people are going to do the bare minimum because they just want to sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
That's why they might fire Karen. I hope they fucking do. Because they're going to want to chop ahead. Makes it look good.
Yep. Now, I always bring the receipts, so on my webpage, if you want to know more about the Gadsden flag. Also, remember the join or die with the 13 colonies there, and etc. that became states. And there you go. A little bit about the American Revolution. And let's go on. Here's something funny. Now for some satire from the Babylon Bee. Kid suspended for being in possession of a history book with U.S. flag on cover. And before we started going live, Tabby and I, we were joking. Not really joking. We're saying that probably in reality, schools will be removing the American flags from the covers of their textbooks, their history books. Sad to say, public ones. Okay. Now, update. This would be 12:31 p.m. on the 29th. Connor posted this right here. And because I can't embed the whole tweet, I'm going to read you the text. But it came with this photo of Jaiden with the flag, with that hat. But here we go. This is what Connor wrote. For those asking for an update, Jaiden decided to go back to school today with his patch. Well in place. He said he'd do a sit-in if necessary to protest. Now, it seems that this information was getting to him before it came out that they're like, yeah, he can come back. Okay, so he was going to go there whether or not.
Badass.
Yeah, badass.
He's such a little badass.
Yeah.
He's happy with my boy. Like, yeah, you give him hell.
I want
to see ulcers in their eyes.
Make
them hurt.
I want Trump to give this. I want Trump as president to give this young man a Medal of Honor of some kind. Not military. But like some sort of laudation. He should get a laurel for this.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
2 law firms have stepped forward to assist as necessary to fight the viewpoint discrimination. Good for them. Lots of media interest. I've seen it on Fox, online, on YouTube, or actually in their article. So that means that, it's a video of them. They broadcasted it. Now, lots of media interest. Mom and her son will likely be on Hannity tonight. Other outlets covering too. You know what? It's good if he's on Hannity, but Hannity's disingenuous. I would like to see him on Tucker. No known response yet from the school or district offices.
They're panicking. That's why they're not sure how to clean this up.
But this is before. Yeah, but this is before the board came out and in favor.
Yeah, they're still probably panicking.
The Colorado governor tweeted about it. We saw that, but no word yet if he'll pick up the phone and tell them to knock it off. Jaiden sent me a video telling me his favorite Tuttle Twins book. It's The Creature from Jekyll Island. So apparently these are popular books, or maybe not popular, but books that are important to him. Influential in a good way. He is campaigning to be school president, and the tri-corner hat is part of his shtick. Super patriotic kid. There you go. Then we have this right here. Update. Due to unforeseen circumstances, quote unquote, the school suddenly canceled its back-to-school night tonight. And that would be on the 29th, so that was the same night. Dear junior high school students and families, due to unforeseen circumstances, junior high back-to-school night scheduled for this evening was postponed. We will be in touch. They probably expected hell to break out, I guess. That's why they canceled it. Now we have this. This is funny because this is another encapsulation. Again, upper left, lower right. All right. But let's see. I'll get you an enlargement of these pictures coming up. But I don't know exactly. Okay, let's see. This is Jaiden, 12-year-old patriot who refused to remove the Gadsden flag from his backpack. School officials said it was distracting and offensive to other students. After being asked to leave school for refusing to comply, he took his picture near the car of a school employee to show the school's hypocrisy. Apparently, the unconstitutional rules only apply to conservatives. Now, this is a school employee. I guess a school employee can express themselves politically, but a student can't. It seems like it should be the exact other way around.
Yeah, it should be. In fact, you shouldn't be, as a
If anything.
provider of education, you shouldn't have anything other than actual educational things on there, like 2 + 2 = 4, Einstein's theory of relativity, Sir Isaac Newton and gravity, things like that. That's okay. I don't want to see your other shit being pimped to the kids, though. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Yep.
Not if you're an educator. You're only supposed to educate the shit that's in fucking learning books, asshole.
So we have an environmentalist, I guess you could say. Now,
Probably
I'm
think
against
about
trash, too. Tabby and I, we've spent sweaty hours on our free time picking up garbage in the city. And
you know what?
and we
I've
were
seen
not
people-
tied to anything. It was just our friends said, let's do this, and we agreed.
Yeah, and you know what? I've seen people with that exact thing on their back of their vehicles as stickers.
Yeah.
Throw plastic out of their windows. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that sticker don't mean shit.
Right, we wouldn't put the sticker on our car, but we clean up trash.
I wouldn't get the sticker. If I really cared about the
Yeah,
recycling and
right.
the environment,
You
why would
wouldn't
I
get
get
the
a
sticker.
non-fucking recyclable sticker decal for my vehicle?
To virtue
what kind
signal.
of sense would that be? The glue is poison. The fucking plastic sticker is not good. It killed part of a tree to make. What the? No.
Virtue signaling,
That's
Tabby.
stupid. Yes,
Yep.
that's the green one. Make America green again.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not a pollutant. How many of the reverse part of that sticker, you know, the part you peel it off of?
Yeah.
Bet you they didn't recycle that. Bet you that went into the nearest trash can. And is now in a landfill somewhere, not biodegrading. Because that's what happens with those decals. You don't think of the part that you tore off and chucked. You just don't. Because you put the part on that makes you feel like your ego is being rubbed. And now I'm good. I put that there. Now I'm a good person.
Yeah, it's
I
virtue
threw the
signaling,
other
yeah.
part in the trash and it's going to kill something. But I put this here. I'm good.
Yep.
It's like,
Now-
no, I've seen people like that. We've seen people look like fucking eco-Nazi hippies throw trash on the ground when there's a trash
Yeah.
can less than 7
Right.
feet from them.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Less than
experience.
7 feet.
Yep.
The fuck?
Yeah, we went on. You know, we're going to we went on life adventures. New in town. Wow, a lot of hippies. Let's go see the town. Wait a minute, that hippie just threw garbage. Like, what the?
Right? I'm not saying this person doesn't care about the environment, but I've seen a lot of people who spout that kind of shit all over their vehicles, and they don't.
Yeah.
They are just the most disgusting litterers ever.
Now, I don't have a problem with stuff like I'd rather be slowly consumed by moss. I dig
Yeah,
it
I
and
mean,
all that.
some of
But
these are
here we
cool.
go. Don't something youth trans. Wait, can you read that? It's so fuzzy.
Well, scroll out a inch.
You mean you want me to go this way?
Yeah, so it's less fuzzy.
Something trans kids. Don't
I have no idea.
something.
No, it might be some Texan.
Well, there isn't. Don't mess. Okay, instead of don't mess with Texas, is don't mess with trans kids, is what it says there. That's why they have the Texas Star and the Lone Star and the Texas thing. So, you know.
Because I don't know anything about this person personally, but this is an awful lot of look at me.
Oh, sure, and it's political.
I'm sorry, it is, and that I'm not trying to judge you, but the likelihood of you being a fucking purple-haired Karen with that much shit on the back of your vehicle is kind of high.
Yep.
Just like somebody who has a bunch of Jesus fish and a bunch of crosses everywhere, they're usually the one flipping people off in traffic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Usually
Now-
when you have to put that much on there, you're hiding something.
Let's look at his backpack. He got J-Rod, which is apparently something he calls himself for VP, but apparently he's running for school president now. It says based.
Oh,
He's got some
hey.
sort of what?
I got a moth friend just landed
Oh,
on
that's
me.
neat. Yeah. Cool.
Sorry, I had to show you that. It landed on my arm like it was a little eagle.
Revolution. I'm not sure what the heck this is. It's an hourglass filled with something, and it says something. Let's see if we can check that out. I'm trying to read this. Can you read that? I'm not sure.
That
what-
angle. Starts with a S.
Yeah. But anyway, J-Rod for VP Revolution and based. He's got
Maybe it's scales of something. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Saint Michael protect us. Saint Michael, out of the 4 archangels, he's the right-handed fire elemental,
Now,
aggressive one.
Not to give the school any ideas.
God's
but
right hand.
The 2 angels are holding swords.
Yeah.
Those are technically weapons.
Oh, but they didn't mention those.
No, they didn't because they didn't look at it.
And they're also religious,
Just
but
like
they don't care
look
about
at the gay pride flag that they have all over the school. They're not going to look at that and go, oh, that's sexualizing. They're just purposely not looking at things that are obvious.
Yeah.
To be what they are. It's like, it's obvious what it is. You just don't want to see it. So you're not seeing it, you know? But yeah, both the angels there are holding swords. Those are technically weapons. If anything on his backpack should have gotten him trucking in that day, it would have been the angels, which still would have made you look like a moron.
Yeah, now there's nothing against
no getting
having
out of
religious
this. You're an
symbols,
idiot.
but I'm surprised they didn't go after them for being religious symbols. But anyway, arms and Bitcoin.
I don't know.
Okay,
I like
well,
the little-
it's a bowl. It's a bowl. Bear arms and Bitcoin. Something. Bear arms and Bitcoin. 2023 maybe, I don't know, but it's bear arms
No,
and
it's
Bitcoin.
2020 maybe.
I'm not sure if it's upside down, right side up, if it's numbers or words, but it
So.
does say bear arms N, like N as an and, but N apostrophe Bitcoin. Bear
There's
arms
a
and
bullhead.
Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bull as in like, you know, Bitcoin stock increasing, I would imagine. I'm
I
not
forget
sure.
what this little dog in the corner is called, but I've seen
Doge.
that meme.
That's Doge, as in Dogecoin. It's a
Doggy
crypto.
coin?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I like Doge.
because it doesn't sound like it really is spelled.
It's funny.
It's
It's
doggy.
Doge is a fun thing to say. So
There's a dog on it.
that's not Bitcoin, but it's another crypto.
Oh, some people are such dicks.
Yep.
So
All
it
right,
makes
so
the world fun for me.
okay, maybe check the chat really quick. Let's see here. I'm sorry that I when I'm nervous, it's hard for me to read chats, especially when they're flying by. But Zelandson says, "Haha, she talks straight." I think he's talking about you, Tabby.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thomas Payne, awesome. Yeah, Cole. Yeah, yeah. You know, we wonder if we can use like a converted wood burning stove for that or something else. But we're going to try to buy one this winter. Since where we live is actually so rustic that sometimes in the middle of winter, even if people could die from it, your power might go out because, you know, people here, they kind of expect it. So they're prepared for it. But anyway, we're still figuring things out ourselves. Virtue signaling, not a good thing. Yeah, Daniel says, touch a bit on the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing, please. I don't know. Well, okay. I have a bad memory, and especially when I concentrate on things, I just start forgetting other stuff. But Marjorie Taylor Greene got into Congress. Not too long after that, she started being really uncomfortably, weirdly close to somebody, let's say, that is a lot
Might as
more
well be a
corrupt
Clinton.
and Washington insider than she is. Basically, she was giving the signals that she was falling in love with this guy.
Yep.
And he's married.
Not cool.
Anyway, that was
Like I said, power corrupts.
yeah.
Authority does that. That's why How many of you all can raise your hand right now and know at least one school principal that you'd like to punch because they were an asshole?
Yeah.
You know, or just so annoying that it pissed off your little teenage hormones. I'm awful.
Yeah.
Because that's what authority does. It makes an asshole of anyone. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. Spring Hill, yeah. I don't know if anybody is a Republican, but certainly Tabby and I are not. But
Yeah, I'm an asshole, so that's my political affiliation. Asshole.
yeah, definitely not Republican either. Daniel
That's
Trump.
me.
Daniel says that Trump donated all but $1 of every paycheck. Oh,
That's more
yeah.
than fine with me.
Yeah.
You
Spring
know,
Hill,
like,
yep.
that's
Media
decent.
zombies don't care about spreading bullshit. They're even recycling old. He'll never leave office if he wins. Yeah, that was what's her name, Rachel Maddow.
Yeah, that's
apparently.
because that's what they want.
The
They
same
keep
crap as
trying
last
that. How
time.
many Democrats leave office ever?
Yeah.
They don't.
It is obvious that we're being destabilized by these lying, deceptive assholes. I really do think at this point that it does. Okay, so like, you know, the Occam's razor, conspiracies do exist, but if it could be explained by simple means, it's probably more likely that it's the simpler means rather than the more complex conspiracy theory. However, at a certain point, I mean, yes, it is human nature, and I do think that as a species we are doing a sort of opposite dance, reflection and self-reflection, and I think
I'll tell you this: it's either going to be a
but-
purge of the herd, or it's all going to fall. One of the two.
Yeah, well, I think with social media, it's like holding a mirror up to a mirror, and we are seeing ourselves, we're seeing the opposite of ourselves, we're seeing each other more so than we've ever seen before, and so instantly. And that has a lot to do with it, but also it does seem to me that there are companies that their behavior can only make sense if you postulate that, or if you posit that some greater interest wants them to fail. So, for example, the Disney company and Budweiser, YouTube, what can explain their behavior of consistent failure other than there must be some larger benefit in them failing, whether, however aware they are of it. Susan Wojcicki, whatever her name is, maybe she was handpicked because she's like, this is what I want to do. And they're like, oh, she'll be perfect to run this ship into the ground. But it seems to me, I guess, I don't know, China, whatever, I don't look into these things, but one day I will when I have the time. But it seems to me like there is big interests in divisive culture, so that they put out these garbage movies over and over again that cost the Disney company in particular so much money. Or these companies put out things with Dylan Mulvaney on it, and like, okay, stock crashing really, really bad because of this Dylan Mulvaney guy. Oh, and then the next company's like, oh, I got a great idea. Let's use Dylan Mulvaney. No, there's no possible way they could be so stupid as to think that's a good idea and also know who Dylan Mulvaney is. No, it's being done on purpose.
Did you hear this? There's a really fun thing about Dylan Mulvaney.
What?
About Bud Light, anyways. They're getting investigated by the government right now for trying to use Dylan Mulvaney to advertise to children.
Okay. Who?
Because
because it's beer.
Dylan Mulvaney acts like a fucking cartoon character, not a woman. Okay? So you can't have somebody dressed like a fucking clown. Skipping to my loo all over the fucking place, and then have them advertise your beer.
Right.
You know why?
It's like having a cartoon
because if
character,
an asshole in
beloved one.
politics wants to fucking argue an angle. Because that is the law, asshole.
Yeah.
Angles are the law, and fucking vultures use those angles to fucking hurt. So, all it takes is one vulture to see that there's a loophole here and an arguable angle. And now the government is going after Bud Light for using Dylan as a cartoon character to pip beer to minors.
Yeah. See, now,
this is fun.
Because I'm kind of a cradle robber a little bit. I'm older than Tabby significantly, so I'll explain this. Back when I was a kid, they said the same thing about... Well, I have explained this to Tabby recently, because we watched Futurama, the episode where they have Squirms McKenzie.
Yeah.
Well, there was Spuds McKenzie. They use a British Bulldog to for Slurm in Futurama. They have the drink, and they're selling a non-alcoholic drink with a lovable character who parties all the time with women, and he's called Squirms McKenzie. Well, in real life, I think it was Coors had Spuds McKenzie, who was a real British Bulldog, but they would put him in sunglasses, and he would always be partying with girls in bikinis, and there'd be beer everywhere. Well, they said, hey, wait a minute, that's encouraging kids to drink beer. It's a little bit of a stretch, I think, but... Now, if Dylan Mulvaney is like, hey, I'm a Disney star or whatever the hell, I don't know, actually on kids' content, is he actually doing, like, children's shows or something, or commercials for children's products? Yeah.
No, it's the fact that when Dylan does his journal of being a girl, like, day whatever of being a woman, which you're not, you fucking cockbear. Anyways... No, he's got a little microencephalopeenis, penis, but it's still a penis. Anyways. So anyways, it's the fact that Dylan puts big fucking cartoon-like bows in his hair, puts on a little girl's dress, and dances around in a pink room and then throws himself on a bed like a little girl. When you advertise yourself as a child's product...
Yeah.
Meaning, I'm cute, it's all pink, I might as well be K-pop. Or some shit like that. You are in an arguable angle. As far as the government or any vulture wants to see. So if you do anything that is adult while doing that, they could perceive it as you marketing that adult object to a child while using a child-structured format to get their attention. So in other words, I'm cute, it's pink and rainbows, will get children to look at you. So you cannot be marketing beer while you do that.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's their angle that they're using.
All right, now I want to show you folks this real quick. This is something that I was working on fervently until I got sidetracked by something that sidetracked me by something that sidetracked me, but I do intend to finish this, although we have a next wave of this, we have to be careful what we say, otherwise they'll end the live stream, but you know what I mean. So this was about the first one, and it's chronicling all of it and categorizing all of it, okay? All the receipts are lined up and filed here. So, for example, anything having to do with Bill Gates and you know what, in this category here, if you click on it, let's do that, just to give you an idea. Anything having to do with the censorship, clownery, etc., So here's all articles that mention Bill Gates and you know what. And I still have a lot more to go, because that's just the first couple of months of the scam, you know what. But, so that's that. I just wanted you folks to know there's a link in the description for this, and we go through, a lot of it's just listing of articles and information, but you can see here sometimes it's important to really laser pinpoint in on certain articles and point certain things out, because certain things are very, very important. And so let me X out of here, and I'll show you why certain things are very, very important. By the way, this new strand, they call it Eris. Eris, the goddess of chaos or discord. Okay, Callisti, the golden apple. This in Greek means to the prettiest one, or to the prettiest, something like that. See, at the beginning of the Iliad, the Trojan War, supposedly, the legend or the myth is that the Trojan War started off partially because there was a party, all the foo Hollywood types in Mount Olympus, among the Olympians, got together, had a party. They didn't want Pan to be there because, he's rough, and they didn't want Eris to
get the girl.
Yeah, and they didn't want Eris to be there because, for whatever reason. So she got mad. She made a golden apple and wrote to the prettiest, rolled it into the Hall of Olympus. And the gods and goddesses have been fighting ever since over who that belongs to. Obviously, it belongs to me, says Venus. No, me, says Athena, Hera, etc. And so they're all fighting, and they're on Earth, because as above, so below, you have the Trojan War, and there you go. So that's just interesting to note that they decided to call one of these new strains Eris. Now, Scam 2. And by the way, this is supposed to be animated. He's supposed to be going up and down with this sign, but it's not working. I don't know why. Key points of what I have gathered so far on this next wave. Okay, this is, the sequel. Okay, this is the new thing. Key points, according to the CDC, nearly 99% of reported COVID deaths each week, yes, I said it, I don't fucking care, YouTube, each week are not primarily caused by the virus. Again, according to, and we'll get to it, according to the CDC itself. Okay? This is coming from the CDC, YouTube.
The mouth of the liars.
And by the way, they already took it away. Which means that we'll go to my archive of it. Haha, I win, motherfuckers.
Cheap bitches.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Copy. We'll see the archive below. Yeah, we'll get to that below. But we have an archive of the CDC saying that nearly 99% of reported COVID deaths each week are not primarily caused by the virus. All right? Very important point. Second point, Dr. Fauci and others stated that the fatality rate of COVID-19, quote, may be considerably less than 1%, unquote, and that therefore it is like a strong case of the common seasonal flu and not nearly as serious as SARS or MERS, with, quote, fatality rates of 9 to 10% and 36% respectively, unquote, which elicited a far less severe authoritarian response from governments and idiocy from the populace. See, COVID-19 Navigating the Uncharted in the New England Journal of Medicine 2020. Again, all the links are there. It's all the receipts are there. Here's what I was citing. This is from Dr. Anthony Fauci, Clifford, and blah, blah, blah. Okay? And it's all right there. The receipts are there. It's all there. Okay? Now, another key point. Remember, even Dr. Fauci and others stated that the fatality rate of COVID-19, quote, may be considerably less than 1%, unquote, and that therefore it is like a strong case of the common seasonal flu and not nearly as serious as SARS or MERS. Am I repeating myself? Fatality rates, yeah, well, no, yeah, okay, I gotta edit this, okay, so I kind of repeated the same thing in different words. Sorry about that, folks. Next point, the WHO would initially estimate it at 3.4% initially, okay, and you may have seen the video going around where they're saying it's 3.4%, and then Trump's going, well, I've been talking to some people, I think it's considerably less than 1%, and everybody all over the media is going crazy. He's crazy.
Look it up, asshole.
And then later on, Fauci had already said that, and he already agreed with Trump, but then he had to shut up about it because they were going after Trump. Then after that wave, Fauci came out and said, yeah, so as I was saying, less than 1%. And then the WHO came on board and said, yeah, as they were saying, less than 1%. Next point. The CDC stated that in Congress, that the fatality rate was between 1 and 0.5%. Better estimates put it less than 0.2%, and I'll explain ahead. But this, by the way, is same thing as a COVID boondoggle project, which is about the first scamdemic. This is about the second scamdemic so far. You could trace it back to at least May 5th. COVID-19 pandemic is no longer a global emergency, says the WHO by the New York Post. Okay, so step one, no longer a thing even to the people who want us to all panic. All right. Step two, July 2nd. How climate lockdowns became the new battleground for conspiracy-driven protest movement. So the NBC News article here, they are trying to basically say the anti-lockdown protesters are also the people who are saying that there's going to be climate lockdowns. Well, yeah, it's already happening in London. Mm-hmm. All right? They're already starting. The first steps are already there. You can get into it. Yeah, so no level of air pollution is safe, says Sadiq Khan, mayor of London. Experts agree that ULEZ is the most effective way of cleaning up our air. And so, okay, basically what they want to do is where they're already finding people whose cars are older, diesel and older gas, and it's a step by step. So, but let's think about this. The greater London area this applies to. So somehow magically they have some sort of way of keeping the clean air contained in the greater London area rather than it just dissipating into the global air. So they think if they, in their city, they're going to make a difference to their city.
Meanwhile, China,
with the air. The air moves, people! Well, I know you folks know, but as I've been, tweeting to Sadiq Khan, Sadiq, air moves.
Yeah. Also, somebody ought to check to see if Sadiq has invested in electric
Of course
cars
he has, yes.
And the manufacturing or the localizing and mining of cobalt or whatever it is, the lithium battery bits and other fun shit.
Yeah.
Somebody ought to look into that, and if you find out that he's making even one fucking penny off of any of that, shoot him in his fucking face!
But don't say that.
Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's annoying when people fucking decide to just change everybody's life around because they want to fucking earn a buck. Fuck that!
Well, okay, wait a minute. Fuck me for telling Tabby what she can and cannot say. I'm kind of half kidding if you don't know, folks. When I go, well, don't say that, Tabby. She knows that she's going to say whatever the fuck she wants to say. Not just because that's her nature, but also I don't really mean it when I try to tell people, oh, don't say that, because I deeply do not believe in that whatsoever.
But yeah, this is fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. How much you want to bet? Just like the turtle in the straw incident, how many of those fucking California and Democrat and Republican politicians invested in metal, glass, and paper straws?
Right.
How many of them invested in that? Prior to the whole turtle thing. Which, by the way, if you break it down to whoever the fuck is actually responsible for the straw in the turtle's nose, it's probably Canada. Oh, Canada, who offshores all their trash. Oh, Canada.
Yeah, can you explain
sticks
that
it
really?
way out in the middle of the fucking ocean on a third world nation island that didn't even want it, and so all they do is push it off into the ocean. So guess whose straw that probably fucking was? Canada. Oh, fuck you, Canada. That's who it probably belonged to. And by the way, I'm sorry, if you're going to give me a plastic cup and a paper straw, I should punch you in the face and shove the entire fucking concoction up your asshole. Because what sense is that? A plastic cup and a paper fucking straw? The ratio of plastic waste here is not accurate.
Yeah. By the way,
you know, this is not. Can we have the paper cup and the plastic? There's a comedian that came up with that one. Fucking genius. Like, yes.
What?
Thank you for representing logic in its fullest fucking form. And I wish I could remember his fucking name. But he was a guy. Leave it to a guy to be that fucking funny. You men are fucking hilarious. But anyways, he got it.
What?
You know, like, what the hell? And all these fucking yuppies like, yay, I use paper straws. What's your cup made out of? Yeah, petroleum. You gonna recycle that? Do you know if it's one recycle possible or two? Because there's a different number grade on it, and if you put a number 2 and a number 1, you fuck up the entire batch of number 1, it ends up in the ocean anyways. So, are you even recycling correctly? Bet you they aren't. Because I actually did watch a documentary on those plastic recycling places, and those guys that work there are always so angry. You know why? Because you fucking yuppies. Because there's fucking yuppies that think that they're recycling shit, don't see what kind of plastic they're recycling. They just go, oh, plastic is all the same, right? Let's just throw it in together. Now, when it gets to the factory and they can't pick out all of those little bits of plastic, they have to throw the whole thing into a landfill. So it doesn't get recycled. Because you fucked up, yuppie. The plastic bags from Walmart are already recycled 1. So if you throw it in a recycling bin for regular plastic, you've destroyed the entire batch. That goes in the second bin. For level 2 recycled plastic, you fucking morons.
Now,
I love yuppies. They're too stupid to exist on their own. It's funny.
Speaking of yuppies and Canadians, before we get too far away from that, this also applies to any of you folks who are Canadians, but I don't think he's very, very, his situation's messed up these days, so I don't think our friend in Canada is listening, but James Pawson, if you're listening, run!
Run, James!
Run! Run! Get out of Canada!
We love you, James. Run!
No, seriously, we hope things are going good for you. It's good to see that you survived that the wildfire stuff there up there. Don't you know there? Wait, no, that's Wisconsin. I'm doing Wisconsin instead of Canadian.
And the thing is, I take a lot of shots in Canada. I'm not taking shots at the people necessarily.
Of course.
I'm taking shots at the yuppie Canadians and their government. Okay? Now, for all you normal Canadians out there that are just, face palming yourselves enough to fucking cause physical damage, I'm with you. You're normal. We hate them too. And I make fun of my own fucking country. Have you seen these people? Good God in heaven.
Oh, man.
Like, I don't think there's enough lobotomies to go around for some of these people.
Yeah, if we have time, we're going to go into some stuff. Let me see if we're still streaming, though, and I'm going to check the chat. I'm sorry that I'm really bad with the chat. I guess it's attention deficit disorder. No, I have no excuse. I don't know. Where were they, though? It represents... Oh, yeah. Well, yes, you could say it represents the Second Amendment. All right. You know what? I'll do the whole chat thing at the end. There's so much to go over here, but we can get rid of the Jaiden thing. I think we finished going through Jaiden until we do updates.
That he is.
Yeah, Jaiden for president.
Right.
He'll do a better job than an adult. No. Okay. So going back to the Scandemic, can't believe they're letting us talk on like this, which just means that they've suppressed us so much they don't even pay attention or have to worry about it anymore. But, yeah, there's a lot of information here, but it's good to condense it down. I'm going to condense it down with this here, folks. This is a side article that I just had to make so it didn't get lost in all that wealth of information that is under Scandemic 2. Again, this is all part of the Culture War Encyclopedia. Links for everything, both in the chat at the beginning and in the description below, or, in the description for this video. So, hospitals paid to falsify COVID deaths.
Of course they were. I told you guys that. AOC
Well-
said you could get money for it.
Yes. Okay, but we're going to give everybody the receipts in a neat
Yeah.
fashion here. Hospitals get more funding by marking deaths COVID-19 related without even testing for it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Deserve.
And YouTube, if you want to ding me for this, go ahead. Fuck you.
Suck
I'm
my
right.
cock.
I'm going to prove it. And okay, if you are going to say that I'm giving misinformation, what you're actually saying is that the CDC and others are giving misinformation, because that's what I'm basing this on. Okay? Here's a summary. Hospitals have a financial incentive to falsify the COVID count.
No shit.
CDC, point one, CDC has given hospitals a license, and there's the receipt right there, we'll get into it, to falsely inflate COVID numbers. Point two, hospitals receive more money if they falsely inflate COVID numbers. Point three, hospitals are run by humans.
What do humans like?
Money,
Deception.
which is point four. Thus, it's almost 99.999 whatever percent certain that the COVID counts are wrong.
Fabricated, complete lies.
And then Max says,
Mary Had a Little Lamb is truthful. By comparison.
"Oh, I get it now. It's a scam."
Ah,
Says
no
Mac.
shit.
Mac is lit now. Okay.
There you go, man. Yeah.
Let's get down to the nuts, bolts, and receipts. CDC has given hospitals license to first point. CDC has given hospitals license to falsely inflate the COVID numbers. Okay, here we're gonna get down to the receipts. March 4th, 2020. Let me open this for us. CDC officially announced to medical professionals that they could record the deaths of patients as being caused by COVID-19 without testing for it. Okay, you may have heard of cases in which a person dies from something other than COVID-19 and their death certificate. We heard this a lot in the last
Like
few years.
Car accident.
And then what their death certificate says COVID-19. Well, it's because either they had it when dead or it was assumed they had it.
Well, yeah, they were brought in and we swabbed them about 4 hours after their death. No one saw the swabbing, but that's okay. They got it.
Yep. And we'll see why. Why would that be? Why would they just lie? A lot of people say, why would they just lie? Well, we'll show you why. Okay.
Money.
So here it's all based on, well, it's not all based on just this, but here we have cdc.gov. Okay. I know you folks can't see the link because I kind of cropped this, but the links are there for everything. But this is a CDC thing for March 24th, 2020 for the National Vital Statistics System. And by the way, this has to do with statistics. And this is coming from the desk of the director of the Division of Vital Statistics for the NCHS, the National Center for Health Statistics. And it all has to do with statistics. So this memo being sent out to medical facilities, the new code, the International Code for Disease, introduced in regard to COVID-19 deaths, included, among other things, the important part here, should COVID-19 be reported on the death certificate only with a confirmed test? Their answer is no. Or, quote, COVID-19 should be reported on the death certificate for all decedents where the disease caused or is assumed to have caused or contributed to death. In their own bold letters, by the way.
Now, isn't the to assume to make an ass out of you and me?
Yes. Right.
Just saying.
Yeah. And so there you
They
go.
Put it right there in the words. Assume.
Yeah. So you could assume they had it, and you could assume that they died with it. So in other words, you could say, well, this person died from being head chopped off, but you know, there's a lot of COVID going around, so we're going to assume they had it. And it says right here that they don't have to be dead from it. They just have to have it.
Now
Or
that-
assume to have it. That's all you need is an assumption. Okay, now why would they do this? What's the profit motive? Let's get into it. But you wanted to say something, babes?
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say something. All right. So, and by the way, this is what we just read. I just put it in red underline there for you. This is a screenshot of what we just looked at. And I just read that, so we're going to move on. All right. Sus, by the way. Look at this.
Ha.
Yeah. When guidelines themselves allow for it.
We're like, what the fuck?
Right, we do that all the time when we read the news or whatever. When guidelines themselves allow for it, what is to prevent them from lying? Why would they not lie when the guidelines allow for them to lie? They may remove this document from their website, by the way, one day, folks, so there's an archive right here in case that ever happens. Speaking for faking statistics, the new International Code of Disease, is from the desk of the statistics guy. I already told you that. Next point. Hospitals receive more money if they falsely inflate the COVID numbers. Okay, so here's a report, for example, you can find a lot of these, but ABC News states, I like their wording, that hospitals are in fact reimbursed for coronavirus-related care and deaths. They report furthermore that, quote, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, which oversees the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services under the Federal Coronavirus Aid Relief Bill known as the CARES Act. We've all heard of that. Hospitals get an extra 20% in medical reimbursements on top of traditional rates due to the public health emergency. That's for COVID-19 related admissions, which can include deaths. The payout amount varies according to a Medicare spokesperson who said, quote, Medicare adjusts hospital payment based on geographic variations in local costs, unquote. Also earlier this month, HHS announced a second round of federal relief for hospitals in high-impact areas totaling $10 billion. Of that second round money, HHS reported 63 California hospitals, yeah, they're the worst with it, received $50,000 for each eligible coronavirus when I say worse, I mean more corrupt. Each eligible coronavirus patient they admitted between January 1st and June 10th, 2020. That's a combined total of $607 million. Okay, so a lot of money there. Let's look further into the CDC COVID funding for their cooperative agreement for the emergency response, public health crisis response. And again, I don't just tell you, I show you. It's a pretty long document. We'll get to it in a second here. Let's see. We're looking for these funds can be used to purchase equipment such as computers. Okay, here. This is what we want to look at. Okay, so this has to do with the funding. This gives details about that extra 20% or whatever it was funding, all that money you can get. Well, what do you get? How do you get it? Well, first of all, you got to fill out those death certificates.
Yeah, you can get $9,000 according to AOC if you make sure that the hospital puts that on your loved one's death certificate.
Yeah, AOC.
You can even go back, according to AOC, you can even go back after the death certificate's been sealed and written and ask the hospital administrator to have it put on there.
Yep.
Does that not sound like fraud?
It's fraud.
The hospital didn't see fit to put it on there, but
Yeah.
you're going there to make sure that they put it on there.
Which you don't really
And
need
they
to,
seem
but
like they're
go ahead.
completely amicable to just putting bullshit on there at the behest of the family. Huh. That seems like fraud.
Yep. So, in item number 60, you can see right here highlighted. Question, can these funds be used for the purchase of equipment, including computers, for current PHEP staff, with prior approval? Yes, the answer is. These funds can be used to purchase equipment such as computers and cell phones for staff working on COVID-19 activities under this funding. Notice it didn't say only for the job. It said for the staff.
Yeah, in other words, the administrator.
Yeah. Staff hired. Well, you were telling me about the whole liquidation thing. You can, but let me finish this. Staff hired under dual funding should share costs with the secondary program. I guess I didn't need to do that. And earlier it says it addressed the question: can it be used for their uniforms? It says no, except for that one patch that everybody's supposed to have. You explained something about that to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's basically saying, yeah, you want a new computer? You want a new cell phone? All right, Nurse Karen. Well, go down to the death ward, start filling out those death certificates, assume some assumptions.
Maybe strangle a geriatric
Yeah.
and say it was COVID.
Maybe make sure that those, what do you call it? What's the breathing machines that...
Yeah, make sure that those haven't been cleaned properly and that you don't try and get the people to breathe on their own ever.
Yeah, what was the machine? What do you call that?
Respirators.
The respirators, right.
Breather, respirator,
Right.
whatever you want to call it.
And it's sad to say that, we've lost a family member to what we think was just another one of these things, okay? So they had her on a respirator. We kept trying to get it so that she wasn't relying on it. They kept putting it in every time when we went in there. Oh, by the way, it's funny. They were like, oh, we're going to kill her anyway, so let's steal her TV. Took the poor woman's TV and other stuff as they're transferring her back and forth from the regular place to, the serious place back and forth. Anyway, long story short, she suddenly died in a very suspicious way. Basically, they put her in a hospital, and it said that she cannot be off the respirator at any
Off the
time,
CPAP.
and they left
Or
her
the
off the
CPAP.
CPAP for
Yeah.
hours. They basically killed her. Now, we're too poor to press the issue, but if we wanted to press the issue, that's a wrongful death, and I believe they marked it down as a COVID-19 death. And it was not. It's because they took her off the machine and left her off the machine and killed her.
Well, they just didn't have her machine because they said they did.
Well,
But
okay,
they
they
didn't
took her
have
off
the
the machine by
setting.
moving
And
her
instead
from
of
where...
calling us to come
Yeah.
bring in her
Yeah.
normal one that has the setting preset,
Right.
they just let her sit there for 8+ hours choking on her own throat.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but, I mean, if you take
Fuck the
somebody...
medical community.
If you take somebody off a machine and then move them to another hospital facility and then fail to move that machine with them, then you're just taking them off the machine and letting them die from not being on the machine,
And that's what they
which is
did.
what happened.
Because they said they had it, but then they're like, we don't have the settings. Like, excuse me? What do you mean you don't have the fucking Wi-Fi to get the setting right now? Who the fuck, what kind of fucking medical facility is it that accepts a fucking patient and then goes, oops, Wi-Fi magic, we can't get the signal. What? No. Then you call me, you stupid mouth breather. You fucking pick up the goddamn phone, you fucking monkey, and you call a human who already has it in the notes 50 fucking goddamn times that the woman has one at home with presets.
Yep.
Yeah.
So besides just money going
Dumbass!
into the hospital system, which can be, shuffled around into anybody.
I don't trust hospitals.
Right. So besides that, they're also saying for the lower levels, look, hey, incentive, you get little prizes for lying.
Yeah,
Very
we'll
suspicious.
get you a new phone.
Yeah, so how convenient for them.
Phone
Okay,
for your
Nurse
soul,
Karen, you want a
everyone.
new laptop or cell phone? Well, we're going to have to see those rookie numbers pumped up, right? Those are rookie numbers. We got to pump up those rookie numbers.
Make sure Gertie doesn't wake up from a
Everybody
nap
get
in the other room.
ready. Okay. So yeah, here's your clipboard, Karen. Go get those death certificates. Go down to the death ward, make some assumptions, fill out these things, get some more funding for us, and you get a phone or a laptop or both. All right?
Don't forget to pull out a few plugs along the way.
Right.
So I'm sorry, if you make the medical facility about, oh, well, if we write this on a piece of paper, we get money. Do you really think that the nurses and doctors could ever be seen as honest? I'll tell you this.
Daniel
I'll die
Gorka.
in my fucking filth at home before I get dragged to a hospital to let one of these vultures at me. Fuck you. Never ever will I ever trust a doctor again in my fucking life because I just spent the last how many goddamn years watching a bunch of them grift medical supplies like masks.
Yeah.
How many of them grifted fucking masks? If you are a doctor, a fucking doctor, you know damn fucking well that is for bacteria, not viral, and your magic words of it's for viral now, which it's not, doesn't make it so.
It's good to have you with us, Daniel J. Corica, by the way, reiterating a lot of what we just said over the last few minutes, and what you just said, Tabby, with the comment, the amount of PPE that was used for less than a minute and then thrown away was criminal.
It's just now glittering the streets. Because these assholes don't pick up after themselves like I explained about yuppies. They love their stickers, but they don't actually do the shit on them.
Shrapnel says we should annex Canada. Well, yeah, I mean,
I think we should liberate the Canadians, the sane ones. Those poor Canadians.
Yeah,
are
let
just
Mexico-
stuck in that hell.
Daniel Corica says
feel bad for 'em.
let Mexico annex California back into themselves. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That works for
Get
me.
out of California. Fuck that place.
Yeah,
Fuck
Joseph
Utopia.
Mengele, he trusted the science. The science. Yeah,
The
the
science.
science. Yeah. Yeah, and it does make hospitals blackmailable. You're right. Yeah. Canada isn't real, by the way. That
It's
fucking
just-
country
it's a
isn't
theory.
real. Isn't real. Mother, that country isn't real. Fuck Canada. Okay, normal Canadians, as if there is such a thing. Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Daniel says he was in the hospital for pancreatitis at the start of the pandemic, and it was mostly empty.
Yep. But they kept telling everybody they're filled up. They're filled up. You know what? We went to an emergency room because I have severe anxiety.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we went to one of these emergency rooms because when my anxiety and panic are hitting high, I'm at risk for a stroke, quite literally. So, guess what's in the emergency room? Only 10 beds are allowed to be open by facility doctrine because of COVID. You know what else is in the emergency room?
What?
About 100 beds not being used.
Yeah.
So, you have 100 beds not being used and only 10 beds allowed to be open because COVID. You also have a waiting room filled to the brim with people out the door who can't get in. A woman sitting there acting like she's going into a heart attack. And by the way, females in cardiac arrest is not the easiest thing to detect. A lot of women die of heart attacks. So if a woman goes into a medical facility going, hey, some shit ain't right now, and they don't take it serious, that's murder. Because it is a medical fact that they don't study female heart attacks. So the fact that woman was sitting in there staring at me for an hour in physical chest pain was terrifying for me. I was on my phone trying to figure out ways to save her life if she dropped in front of me because I don't trust these nurses to do it because they're fucking ignoring her.
Yeah.
I'm having a panic attack surfing my phone to save an asshole I don't even know because this facility looks like they're just going to let us all die.
Yeah.
Because only 10 beds, people. Even though we have 100, we're only allowing 10. For some fucking stupid reason, there are 3 wings of fucking empty beds and all the lights are out. 3 of them. You know how I know? I walked past them when they walked me back there. And I saw each of them. All 3 of those wings, empty, blacked out. And I even asked the nurse, why aren't those open? And she's like, because it's facility policy because of COVID that we can only open 10 beds at a time. And it's like, why isn't that on a sign out front? So the people out front don't think that there's all of these beds filled back here. Because that's the consensus out in the waiting room, is that all of the beds are filled. Because of COVID.
Yeah, well,
When
they
really
want you
there
to
are
think
only
that.
10 beds filled.
Right.
Because of COVID.
So basically, they want you to leave the emergency room and give up and go, wow, it's COVID is so bad they couldn't see me from my broken arm.
Yeah, they're refusing heart attack patients, and that's why that woman was being led to suffer in the fucking waiting room. Because she might have just been having a heart attack, and that's part of the fucking rest of the fucking administration's rules. COVID comes first, heart attack, stroke, and etc. are all second and third. If dealt with at all, like cancer treatments, a lot of people had those canceled out from underneath them. Gee, last time I checked, when you're getting a cancer treatment and then you miss a day, that's really fucking dangerous because it only takes a day for cancer to come back 5 times worse. So yeah, the negligence ran something awful. Witnessed it for myself.
By the way, here's Tabby's channel.
Fucking scary reality we live in. I tell you this is some Hitler shit. Can't trust the medical facility because they're just using you as lab rats, aka the shot of death. No actual testing beyond a 3-month process, unless they want to admit that they had been testing it years prior, which means that they knew that they were going to do some shit, which they don't want to admit that now, do they?
No.
So how the fuck do you have something that you've had tested long enough to give it to the people when you wouldn't have known how to test for the thing that didn't exist yet, right? So what you're saying is that shot you're giving people is only 3 to 6 months worth of testing, and every human being that took it is now a live test subject. And any bioproduct that comes off of them, because I'll tell you this, some of those people stink. Literally smell like fucking metal. Tell me that's not a bio. Yeah, no testing on what that could do to the general populace or the victim. Right.
Yeah.
And none of us got informed of how dangerous it could be to us to even be around them and breathe. For that matter. Because there are things that you can take that will literally expel gas from your skin. There was one lady, I forgot exactly what it was she was taking, but she had gotten cancer, and so she started to treat herself with a home remedy. And she took so much of this shit that she ended up in the emergency room. Her body was shutting down. And here's the fun thing. They couldn't figure out why her skin looked kind of like slimy.
Yeah.
And why there was this weird odor emitting from her. Well, after a few minutes of the nurse and doctor staff being exposed to her, they passed out on the floor.
Whoa.
They dropped like stones. And then she kept doing that. Every person that came in the room, if they stayed in the room too long, mask or no mask, they would drop. Why? Because the shit that she was giving herself at home was causing her skin, her flesh, to release a chemical gas agent that was knocking people out and killing them slowly. She died of this. I can't remember what the stuff was, but it was something that you could actually get. And so she just took way too much of it.
Yeah.
And it did
All
that.
right.
It shut down
Wow.
her body, but it also made her a fucking human gas canister of toxic vapor. So these fucking vaccines that they're giving people, quote unquote vaccines. Why do some of these people smell like metal?
Mercury.
They smell like fucking metal. I can smell them. And I walk away. I can't stand to be close to them. They stink. They smell like some sort of weird metal. And I can't get it past. And it's not right. It's not copper. If you're a human and you smell like metal, it better be iron or copper. What the fuck do they smell like? I don't know, but it smells metallic. Like tin.
No, it's not copper.
Almost like
it's,
tin. It
yeah.
almost smells like slightly degraded tin foil.
Aluminum.
Yes.
I mean, aluminum.
Smells like aluminum. That,
Right.
that must
It's,
be it.
It's
Which is
colloquial
horrible.
it's colloquial for some reason in the United States to refer to aluminum foil as tin foil because it used to be tin foil. We just never stopped saying that in the States for some reason.
So maybe the shot just has an excessive allotment of aluminum in it, to the point where it's literally reeking from your cells.
Yeah.
You know, which that's dangerous, by the way.
By the
You
way,
should be able to smell it.
I want everybody to know while it's on my mind, Tabby loves to game.
Oh.
She likes to stream, and it's a lot easier for her to do it than
Flamingo
I am
House.
because she just uses her PlayStation. Yeah, that's your Flamingo House. She uses her PlayStation, and so some days, because of our connection, she can't do anything, just like I can't do anything, but she has a better time at it because the PlayStation will maintain the signal better. But anyway,
Yeah, that Flamingo
what we
House
want to
is
do, folks,
Awesome.
yeah, what we want to do, folks, is we want to get Tabby a webcam that she can hook up to her PlayStation.
Oh yeah, the PS.
So that you could see Tabby in the corner.
Freaking out every time a zombie eats my face.
Well, I mean, she's really entertaining. If a lot of people like to just listen to her videos and they like her commentary as she's playing her games, building Minecraft, and other stuff too. But we want to see this on the screen too. We want to see some bouncing. Anyway, we want to see you're gorgeous when you're angry, so we want to see that. Because you're beautiful when you're angry.
Aw, you're sweet.
But well, I might be sweet, but you're beautiful when you're angry, and you're beautiful when you're happy. But it's a different kind of beauty. And we see here, beautiful when she's happy. See, we'd like to see that, Tabby. But we are really desperately poor. We are not sure how we're gonna get our next groceries yet, because of transportation problems. And yeah. Anyway.
Yay!
But we want to get Tabby a webcam, and again, here's her channel, and there's a link to it in the description below. It is, again, amongst all these links right here. So I have a link to this, which has a link to all the Culture War Encyclopedia stuff, be it the website, be it the videos on different platforms and on social media. Also, Justin Trouble, The Truth Troll, my written reports, and my videos on various platforms other than YouTube, because fuck YouTube, and on social media. And Tabby's videos are right there if you click on that.
Yeah,
But
someone says
we
I
want to
sound
see-
like Sigourney Weaver as the ship from Futurama when I play the Alien game.
Yeah, okay, so HAL 9000 has a voice, right? There's an episode of Futurama where Sigourney Weaver is basically the female HAL 9000.
Yes, because like when I'm playing Alien Isolation,
Yeah.
I giggle when I'm scared. It's a
Yeah.
weird response. Like when I was a kid, I could skin myself from like ankle to thigh, and I'd just be sitting there laughing and giggling.
Yeah.
And so when I'm getting terrified in a game, you'll hear me just like, like I'll just have these little giggles and laughs. And so one of my viewers is like, said that I sounded like Sigourney Weaver laughing when she plays the ship
Yeah.
on Futurama.
Yeah.
Which that made my day, because that was fun.
Yeah.
I'm like, yay.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I agree with that, but that's cool. Anyway. So, okay, now let's get to some important stuff. Now, let's track this whole situation. So, going back to the new Scandemic, okay? right around August 1st is when you start hearing public utterings about how the stocks are not doing so well for Pfizer and etc. So you have reports such as Pfizer considers cutting costs or cost cuts as demand for COVID products falls by Reuters. What do we have here? Wenstrup opens investigation. Okay, this is different, but Wenstrup opens investigation into federal COVID-19 vaccine mandates by the U.S. House of Representatives. This is good optics, but you know. But the Select Subcommittee on Coronavirus Pandemic Chairman Brad Wenstrup, Republican from Ohio, has opened reaching federal COVID-19 vaccination mandates and policies at the Department of Defense, U.S. Office of Personnel Management. So these are government, like the HHS, for example. These are government agencies. Now, I don't know the legal reason why this is so, but what they have the power to do as the House Select Subcommittee is to investigate the government overreach of making employees in these federal departments go through these vaccination mandates when it was no longer supported or when there was not, you know. So they're being investigated for that. Don't expect much out of that. And you can read more about this if you want to. I'm not going to read more about that. But what's important is that the stocks, okay? So let's see if we could get something by Forbes in here. But right now we got Pfizer misses revenue estimates, says it may cut costs if COVID product sales continue to disappoint by CNBC. Key points of this article is, one, Pfizer reported second quarter adjusted earnings that topped Wall Street's expectations, but posted revenue that came in under estimates. So they're not selling products or supplies. Under estimates due to a steep drop in COVID product sales. The New York-based company's CFO said it was prepared to launch a cost-cutting program if COVID revenues are, quote, less than what we assumed, unquote. That was the second point. Third point, Pfizer is in a transition period as it pivots away. Okay, so here they're trying to they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. They don't know which direction to go in. Pfizer at this point, beginning of August. But by now we already know what direction they're going in, all right? So but Pfizer,
Round 2, everyone.
Yep, but
Fight!
at this point, the beginning of August, Pfizer is in a transition period as it pivots away from its blockbuster coronavirus vaccine and COVID antiviral drug Paxlovid,
Ugh.
while the world emerges from a pandemic. By the way, no, everybody agrees, even freaking the Biden administration, whoever's puppeteering him, already admitted long ago that it's over. It's endemic. Okay, anyway, it's the flu. Note that it has, and this is me now, note that though it has been officially announced long ago that the pandemic is not pandemic, this piece claims that the world is still emerging from a COVID pandemic in 2023, in the beginning of August. You should read the entire article here, but it amounts to the following. They decided that they are no longer getting enough money from the last Scandemic, and are announcing that they're looking for a new way to make a lot more money. August 2nd.
Donate your bodies to science on the same day. That'd be fine.
Yeah, so the very next day, New York Times, amid signs of a COVID uptick, researchers brace for the new normal. Time magazine, COVID-19 cases are rising. You should get a booster shot. Okay, so wait a minute. It's over, but it's right. All right. U.S. News World Report, Pfizer FDA authorization for the updated COVID-19 vaccine expected in August. There you go. And we have by U.S. News and World Report as well, coronavirus hospitalizations tick up, prompting questions about the next COVID-19 wave. Mm-hmm. How timely.
Yay.
August 3rd, COVID hospitalizations are rising again, CNBC. Or just NBC. CNN, next day, August 4th, as summer wave of COVID-19 hits the U.S., questions about vaccines, quarantine, and testing are back. Times of India, COVID, a new variant, Eris, is spreading in the UK. All right, that's what I said. Eris, goddess of chaos and discord. Romans called her Discordia. There's a whole religion, Erisians or Discordians. It's a joke disguised as religion, disguised as a joke, or perhaps the other way around, or inside out, or Mobius stripping. Yep.
Loki with tits. Yeah, have fun figuring that out.
Hey, well, when you worship the trickster, there is no difference between comedy and spirituality.
You just kind of gotta rolling with chaos, because there's no control in that.
Yeah, it's good to surf the chaos, but in this case we're talking about destructive chaos. In this case, destroying people's lives and businesses, and to destabilize the West. Which is, it came out of Wuhan, let's all face it. By the way, that shooter went to Wuhan University. What the damn hell? Another Asian white supremacist shooter. This one from Wuhan University.
That's racist.
Yeah, it was racist. It was racist climate caused change.
That's racist.
It was racist climate change that caused him racist climate change racism that caused him to shoot those people. Clearly,
What's the racisms?
yeah, it was climate change. Racism
Climate
caused
change put the metals off in his brain, so he fucking fell off like a pigeon.
Right.
And instead of running into a window or a car door, he
shot
decided to
people.
get a gun and shoot people.
yeah, makes
See,
sense.
he felt very left.
See, this
that
is why
day.
you got to eat the bugs and live in the pods.
Yeah.
So
See, they're not lizard people. They just want us all to eat the bugs and live in the pods. Now, does that not sound like a lizard living in a tank, eating the bugs, living in its pod?
Now to check.
No, they're not lizards, anyone. They just act like it.
U.S. Department of
kidding.
Justice. Yeah, U.S. Department of Justice. Doctor convicted for COVID-19 healthcare fraud scheme.
No shit.
By the very Department of Justice, and I archived it. Because they're probably going to get rid of it.
Of course.
All right, so there you go. I don't know if we have time for this, but let's see. $15 million in false and fraudulent claims to Medicare and a commercial insurer for patients who received COVID-19 tests at his testing site. All right, so he pumped the numbers up so much that I guess he had to be a fall guy.
Yeah.
All right, so
They're always looking for an easy fall.
yeah,
That's
I mean that
what's
guy
fun
was
about all these
clearly
greedy bitches.
overdoing it, so they went after him.
Yeah.
Next day, August 5th, UK almost flying blind on COVID this autumn, experts say. In other words, we don't know what's going to happen if there's another, in other words, get ready for another scandemic. August 6th, ABC News, why tracking COVID reinfections has waned even as more people became sick. Forbes, EG.5.1, nicknamed Eris, is new COVID-19 variant spreading, monitored by the WHO. Wall Street Journal, this is what I was trying to get to. Pfizer's COVID boost crashes to earth. Quote, Wall Street Journal. With the lift from pandemic vaccine and drug sales over, Pfizer CEO bets on new drug approvals and deals. Yeah, deals indeed. The pandemic showered Pfizer with record sales. Now the end of the crisis is dragging the drug maker down. Its COVID-19 vaccine and drug-powered Pfizer to more than $100 billion in sales last year. The first drug maker to break the barrier. Shares soared as Wall Street hailed the company for its savvy, fast, and untimely lucrative pivot to taking on the virus. But many
Lucrative.
Yeah, lucrative
Love
pivot.
that fucking.
Yeah.
Let's just throw in very quietly the whisper.
They just don't expect
it was
people.
About the money.
They don't expect people to read the Wall Street Journal, except for the people who are in on the financial scam. So, anyway, they say right there, lucrative.
The lucrative con they've played.
Right, but people have moved on from the pandemic. Sales from the two products dropped so rapidly, they contributed to Pfizer's overall sales falling sizably in its most recent quarter compared with the period a year earlier. The company dialed back the top end of its expectations for the full year performance, unquote. Further on, they write, quote, Pfizer is hitting a rough spot after its COVID-19 sales nosedived, and while it waits for new drugs and recent deal making to pay off, unquote.
In other words, we bribed some politicians
Yeah.
to say that there's COVID again, so that you'll buy our crap that you didn't need and don't want, so
Now,
that you can pollute your body and the earth some more.
I'm referencing the Wall Street Journal authors or editors when I say the following, apparently oblivious to how obvious they are being. The Wall Street Journal also writes, quote, and Pfizer's ambitious expectations for launches of new products might be difficult to pull off in today's tight-fisted healthcare environment. Pfizer has, quote, gotten a lot of things over the finish line, and there's still some more to go, but they're asking a lot of those products to contribute in a relatively narrow time frame before the year end, unquote. Oh, so you got some stuff on the shelf, you need to get it out the door?
Yep. See, we made too many
Barclay
of these
analyst
units.
Carter Gold said, unquote. Go ahead, baby.
We made too many of these units. Nobody bought them. Now we're stuck with them. But see, our fucking shareholders aren't going to be satisfied with that because we've got 3 fucking warehouses full of surplus
Yeah.
that we can't fucking liquidate because it's ours. We didn't buy it from somebody else. Shit.
Yeah. So
You know?
also they said,
I hope you fucking eat it and fall, you assholes! You murdering bitches! Fucking fail! And take your political asshole friends with you to the grave!
yeah,
You murdering pigs!
yeah, baby, you go. So you're like the female Archangel Michael, fire,
Aw.
fire and vengeance, right?
My brother's name is Michael.
Yes, Michael, if you hear us,
We miss you. Come home.
yeah, it's cool. I know it's cool. I live with your mom, you know,
Yeah.
so it's cool. It's all good. Come home. Quote.
Yeah, come home.
Playing a role this time is Pfizer's, this is also in the article a little further on, quote, playing a role this time is Pfizer's decision to slim down and become a growth stock. Before the pandemic hit, the drug maker had shed slower growing businesses, losing the cushion of their steady cash flows to focus, they're so oblivious. They just say it, steady cash flows to focus on higher growth but more volatile prescription drugs. So it's a more volatile market for them to start putting their money in other stuff. But it's a sure bet with the COVID-19 thing if you can get everybody to panic and all that. Mm-hmm. They also write again, Wall Street Journal, I think. Wait, is it Forbes? What am I reading? Wall Street Journal, right? I forget. Yeah, Wall Street Journal. Okay. The Earth. Okay, wait. I got one back up right there. Okay. They also say, quote, the strategy paid off handsomely during the pandemic. Shares reached a record high of roughly $61 in December 2021 as the Omicron variant spread throughout the world and Pfizer shipped billions of COVID-19 shots. Pfizer developed the shot with Germany's BioNTech. The return to Earth has been abrupt. Earlier this year, Pfizer says it expects its COVID-19 vaccines to generate $13.5 billion in sales in 2023, down roughly 2/3 from last year. The company said its Paxlovid antiviral would bring about $8 billion in sales this year.
Don't take anything that has Pax in it. Pax, Paxil. It's all cousins. Don't take it. It's a killer and it causes suicidal and aggressive thoughts.
Ironically,
No.
because Pax in Latin means peace, but there you go.
It does the opposite.
Yeah. Down 58% from last year. Sales for the products are lower this year because governments have purchased fewer contracts and the U.S. is transitioning to a commercial market. Doctors are also writing fewer Paxlovid prescriptions. Aww.
Yeah.
Quote,
Probably
a key
shortage of
driver...
things.
Quote, a key driver will be the magnitude of the next COVID-19 wave, whether it drives people to be vaccinated at a higher rate or not, unquote, Rissinger said. Quote, COVID fatigue and vaccine hesitancy adds additional uncertainty about what the future demand will be for COVID vaccinations, unquote. Yeah, because of people like us, fuck your vaccines. Pfizer said last week, and by the way, that applies to all you in the chat too. Pfizer said last week when reporting quarterly earnings that it should have more clarity on future demand for its pandemic products by the end of the year. By then, it will have rolled out its latest COVID-19 shot. Yeah, without testing it for the required, 10 to 15 years or minimum 5 or something like that of real-time testing. I like when people say, no, they have ways of magically making time pass. They simulate time passing. Okay, by then, it will have rolled out its latest COVID-19 shot through the traditional commercial market. Should sales fail to materialize, Pfizer is prepared to trim research and development spending for COVID-19 and other diseases. Chief Executive Albert Bourla said in an interview, quote, we are moving post-COVID, unquote, Bourla said. Well, since then, it seems like they've said, well, we're just going to do a sequel. That's it, guys. That's what we're going to do, a sequel. Don't worry about coming up with a new great idea. They continue. Pfizer lowered
They'll
its...
be dumb enough to fall for it twice, right?
Yeah, and
they're not
they're
smart
right.
enough to fucking lynch us now, are they?
Not entirely yet.
Too fucking bad.
They continue. Pfizer lowered its growth rate target for this year, citing the FDA's decision to approve a cancer drug for a smaller patient population than the company expected, and the federal government's recommendation for a new RSV vaccine falling short of companies' expectations. Recent damage from a tornado to a North Carolina manufacturing plant might also jeopardize sales, Chief
Good.
Financial Officer David Denton said.
Did we get any of the managers with this act of fucking glorious nature?
Yeah, look right here.
Oh,
Recent
lovely
tornado.
nature. Thank you. Now, the rest of nature, stamp out every other facility as well. Just
Yeah.
fucking destroy it.
But
It's
let's get to it.
fucked up.
Well, like jumping ahead, but let's go back up. To date this year, the FDA has approved 4 Pfizer medicines. The company is more than halfway through its goal of rolling out 19 new drugs or expanded uses over 18 months. Through the first half of 2024, an experimental multiple myeloma drug called elranatamab, I guess, that is up for FDA approval, could generate about $1 billion in sales in 2030. According to Jefferies analyst Akash Tiwari, I guess. But anyway, recent tornado damage to a Pfizer manufacturing plant in Rocky Mount, North Carolina could jeopardize sales this year, the company has said. It's
Good.
pretty freaking funny
Maybe
there.
fucking
That is
nature
incredible.
Is telling you to go fuck
That's
yourself.
like lightning hitting the George Floyd mural
Yeah,
twice.
exactly.
Come
Like,
on.
I don't know, maybe there is a god. It might not be the one that Christians talk about, but whoever it is, they're funny sometimes.
Yeah, maybe it's Loki.
Because that's, I know, I would actually kind of like it if it was. I understand Loki.
Right.
He's psychotic, and I'm with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man.
No, he's just disgruntled at life, in general.
Yeah. By the
Can't
way,
really
there.
blame him. He's the bastard child of a father who neglects him, so yeah.
Yeah, by the way, folks, if you do read the actual mythology, the actual mythology,
Kind of
he's
pissy
Loki's
too.
not always bad. Sometimes he and Thor act as brothers. They work
Sometimes
together.
He's just very
Odin.
misunderstood and emotional. He's like autistic at times.
Right. But sometimes what he provides is needed.
Yeah.
But anyway, August 8th, EG5, that's the Aris nickname, now dominant COVID variant in the U.S. Here's what to know. See how fast they do it? You know, we're losing money. Oh, guess what, everybody?
It's back!
Yeah.
Really? The boogeyman is back?
New York-
Because you need me to buy more of your fucking boogeyman spray?
Yeah. New York Post, COVID cases spike 55% in New York. Doctors fear frightening new variants. Washington Post, what to know about EG5 or Eris, the most prevalent COVID subvariant in the U.S. Next day, August 9th, new COVID variant. All right, CDC says possible side effects after getting a COVID. I don't know why. I just saw that they had a new thing, so I put it there. But anyway, I think I can't really go through everything, and I'm still logging it in there. I'm trying to catch up to everything that's come out up until today. But at a certain point, I stopped because I'm still working on it. I'm working furiously. But like I said, we're really super bored. There's a lot to do, and I wish I had an entire staff. If I had 12 people, I would be able to direct them. Can you please do this? You look into that, you know, and get things a lot more done. But anyway, Gateway pundit August 11th. Robert Johnson claims COVID was pre-planned by elite groups citing Event 201 in connection with Johns Hopkins Center, WEF, and Gates Foundation exercise. Now, this is the Gateway pundit. When I am I don't know about it all the time, but at least when I'm interested in a subject matter, if the Gateway pundit is reporting on it, man, I get great stuff from there. But maybe we'll go back to that in a second. LA Times with coronavirus uptick. Yeah. New York Times, what to know about the new COVID. Blah, blah, blah. WebMD, fewer people are reporting that they have long COVID. Well, okay, that's a good thing. This is the Robert Johnson thing. Maybe we'll play this. Yeah, let's see. It's Fox, but maybe it won't suck. Did I say Robert Johnson? I meant Ron Johnson. I have Robert Johnson on my mind because I've been listening to squeeze my lemon, yeah. Gonna squeeze my lemon till the juice runs down my
Well, you may not
leg,
be wrong,
yeah.
because there is a paper evidence that I saw at one point where they had made the patent for the COVID shot
Yeah.
in 2015.
Oh, I see.
So how can you patent something
Right.
that you don't know exists because it's being made in China? Oh, that's right, because Fauci, Obama, Bush, and the Clintons all sponsored that shit's creation.
Yeah.
And they were originally doing it here until the laws changed. Then they moved it over to the Wuhan facility because China is a bunch of soulless fucks who,
Yep.
by the way, are the biggest pollutant on the planet.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons I say fuck Canada is because I've heard more than one fucking Canuck sit there and go, we should all aspire to what China's doing. They're cleaning things. Haven't they improved so what? No, they haven't.
No.
They literally haven't.
No.
You can see China's smog and pollution in the water from space, asshole.
Yeah.
They are the worst.
All right, let's check this out real quick.
I mean, it's just extraordinary to me that, the government was working with social media to amplify lies and suppress truth and has been doing so repeatedly. Why couldn't the American people know that, there were other alternatives to treat COVID? Why can't the American people know that there were side effects with the vaccine?
This was all pre-planned by an elite group of people. That's what I'm talking about. Event 201 that occurred in late 2019, prior to the rest of us knowing about this pandemic. Again, this is very concerning in terms of what has happened, what is happening, what continues to be planned for our loss of freedom. Again, it needs to be exposed, but unfortunately, there are very few people, even in Congress, that are willing to take a look at this. They all push the vaccine. They don't want to, be made aware of the fact that the vaccines might have caused injuries, might have caused death. So many people just simply don't want to admit they were wrong, and they're going to do everything they can to make sure that they're not proven wrong. We're up against a very powerful group of people here, Maria. But fortunately, you say, what can we do? Well, we do have reporters like yourself, like John Solomon, other people that have the courage to report the truth against the mainstream media and against the narrative. But that's the only way this is going to be solved, is we need the truth to be exposed. We need more Americans to listen to the truth, to be exposed to the truth, to pull their heads out of the sand, quite honestly, open up their eyes and understand what is happening in this country. We are going down a very dangerous path, but it's a path that is being laid out and planned by an elite group of people that want to take total control over our lives. And that's what they're doing bit by bit. They do it by increasing massive government spending, increasing the size of government, takeover of the WHO. These amendments that are coming up that are going to be voted on in 2024 on the WHO are frightening, and they really risk taking away all of our sovereignty. People have to awaken to the dangers of the moment.
Indeed. There you go.
Fucking absolute and utter bullshit.
Yep.
If you ever had a target, that would be them. The elites that think that we're puppets that are just gonna sit on our fucking hands and let them murder us. While they say, well, I've taken away your ability to have the law on your side. I'll take away your money. I'll take away your job. I'll take away your children. I'll take away your car and make you buy a shitty electric one. Gee. Well, when you've removed absolutely everything that I'm gonna care about, or could possibly care about, including my family in some aspects, what's gonna keep me from fucking not being crazy? Huh? Huh, you elite fucks? What's gonna keep you safe? Tell you what, not a fucking thing! Nothing will keep you safe, because you shouldn't be safe. If you're sitting there playing, let's puppet people, you don't deserve to have my pity, safety, money, or space on the fucking planet. And I don't think I'm the only one that would agree with that. So, maybe we should start naming and shaming the guilty elite assholes who think we're their playthings. Because I'll tell you what, the only one who I'm a fucking plaything for is my husband, and that's because I agreed to it. And it's fucking
very
fun.
lucky, very lucky man.
Aside from that, I am no one's plaything. No one's plaything. I get violent when somebody thinks they can attach strings to me and make me fucking dance. You know what I'm saying?
Stressed, like Elliot Ness.
Assholes. Assholes. They just think there's, my money, and the fact that we use taxpayer money to keep us safe from our fucking misdeeds. No one will do anything right. Oh, it's a big world, honey. It's a big, big, bad, scary world. And it's getting bigger and scarier for you all every fucking time you poke the bears.
The bears.
Assholes! Oh.
She's a Ginger Gambito, die like a hero.
Swear to God,
She gets stressed,
they think that
like
it's just
Elliot
never gonna
Ness.
happen. They'll never ever stop us. Never. Gee, how many French aristocrats thought that and lost their heads? How many Russian fucking assholes got the bullet? How many Germans and commies alike got free fucking helicopter rides? How many assholes throughout history who pushed the fucking bar that far found themselves not only crushed, but everyone in their lineage for miles destroyed? Huh?
Yeah.
How many? All of them! Damn near all of them! Except for the British, but that's because the British are fucking stupid! But the rest, yeah! Uh-huh.
Oh, God. Okay, so,
It's only a matter of time,
Oh.
and I'm not the only one that hears the tick, tick, tick of the fucking clock bomb, assholes. So play your game, elites. Play your game. You can't kill or lock up all of us, and you will eventually run for your fucking lives. I suggest you back the fuck off and leave us the hell alone now, instead of playing your puppet game, because it's gonna be shoved up your assholes. And I'll be damned if I'm not gonna shout from the largest fucking tower I can find to burn through your genetic line till there is not a piece of it left. I mean all of them. All of them. Aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, cousins, infants, don't fucking care. I would love it if your entire fucking bloodline were exterminated so that the arrogance therein could never infest the planet again. That's the kind of revolution I'm thinking of. A clean slate of getting rid of the aristocracy that thinks that they are God. Once and for all. That's the kind of revolution I would love globally. Because every country's got a few of these assholes right now. And every country should purge those assholes right now and make it a goddamn symbol upon this planet in blood, bone, and pain that we will not be your puppets! Thank you. I had to get that out.
God damn it.
I don't want to be a puppet, and I don't fucking care to be treated like one. That's insulting.
Yeah.
And I don't care how much money you have. It obviously wasn't enough to give you intelligence enough to know better. Fuckwad.
Indeed.
Yeah, because the founding fathers didn't come with daisies. They came with weapons and bloodlust.
They bore arms. That's the reason why they put that in the Constitution, by the way.
Yeah, and that's the reason the Democrats and some Republicans are like, we should probably take that out. Gee, I wonder who the corrupt asshole is.
Yeah.
Could it be the one who doesn't want us to have protection? Could it be the ones that argue for us to not have the right to defend ourselves from them? Could it be those ones? Maybe somebody ought to take notes at it. Who shouldn't be allowed to speak? I don't believe in censorship, but if somebody wants to be a traitorous dog, then I'm not going to equate you as human, because you would be more than happy to sail about 5,000 of us down the line of death so that you could make a fucking buck. So don't expect sympathy from me. Once you leave the human race by acting like the rest of it doesn't matter, I'm not going to let you back in the herd again. You're not human now. To all you elite assholes, keep that in mind. You're not human. Not anymore. Because you betrayed humanity when you pimped abortion at full term. You betrayed humanity when you decided to lie about the environment in order to take money from us, to inconvenience us, and then use it to kill us. Yeah, if you've done any of these horrible things,
Let's not forget post-birth.
you're not human.
They tried to do post-birth abortions. They didn't get away with it, but they did try it. Yeah. Which means they're going to try again.
Oh, yeah. So, if you are guilty of one of these inhuman acts, Don't expect me to give you sympathy as if you were a human. Come a revolution, assholes. I'm not gonna be taking friends. No! No givesies, backsies, no apologies, too fucking late. Make your fucking bets now, assholes, because it's only a matter of time. You're driving the herd, the entire herd, to madness. And that only ends in revolution. And it won't be good for you, because as far as the scales in this one country, at least, it doesn't look good for your side. It just doesn't. It doesn't. You don't have the numbers. You've got the propaganda, but you don't have the actual numbers.
Can I make a prediction really quick?
Mm-hmm.
Out of desperation, because of what you just said, they're going to cheat
Of course.
in a desperate manner. I
That's all they
think...
got.
Okay, I hope I'm wrong, and I like to make predictions like this to use Murphy's Law in my favor. I hope I'm wrong. I think they're going to cheat again.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get another Democrat president, but this time around, it's just people are going to be so angry with that and the attempts at shutting down polling centers with a new Scandemic and related issues that because of that, that actually will be the last straw.
Because it wouldn't be the first time in American history where somebody burnt down all of the corrupt, lying Democrat facilities in a fucking area and chased the politicians who cheated in an election the fuck out, thus holding a new election and electing somebody else. No, it's not like it's the first time it's happened.
Right, yeah. Now, you were telling me about that. I forget where, we forget when, but it happened. Let's just leave the details out because we'll probably get it wrong. But there was a polling center where it was really clear that they were cheating. The police were in on it. They wouldn't let the opposing side even stop them from cheating. And so the people just grabbed their torches and pitchforks and said, okay, well, let's just burn it all down.
Yep, burnt the building to the ground. With the workers inside.
Yep.
You're gonna fucking cheat, you can die with your cheating. Don't care.
Okay. So now it's getting late and it's getting hot. We want to turn on the AC and that makes it really loud in here. So let's see. We should probably what else? Okay. Let's get on with it. And by the way, Tabby's channel, everybody, check out the links. It's there.
I've made 3 cents on that channel.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's probably the Flamingo house that did it. 'Cause I got like 2,000 views on that. It was probably what fucking tipped it to 3 cents.
So yeah.
It's so sad but funny.
Yeah, but
I'm
you know,
proud of my 3 cents. I worked hard.
I recognize that Tabitha has an amazing talent that is untapped. I think what her flow, and she can get into really good flow, is if we get her a nice webcam where we can see Tabby in the corner, or half and half screen, whatever. You know, the bigger the better for me. But I think everybody wants to see both, and then let her do her thing. I mean, she's already got the headphones in or actually, I think you need a new one of those. I'm not sure.
Touch and go with that headphone.
Yeah, well, anyway, we got to get you a good, reliable headphone and mic, and a good, reliable little camera to hook up to your PlayStation, and you can just do your thing, talk about what you want to talk about. People love to hear you talk, and there you go. So, folks, and by the way, we're so desperately bored out. But happy as hell. We have an adventure every day, and it's amazing here. We love it. We have ducklings. I'm sorry to cut you off, baby. We have ducklings today. It is so wonderful. I've never seen that before. Oh my god, it's amazing. New ducklings.
They need
Go ahead.
to make gaming gloves that take the place of the PS controller. And instead of like having all these different buttons, the fingertips are different buttons, and so you just tap your fingertip.
Okay.
To do so, I would love that. I would just sit here for hours being autistic with my fingers just fucking tapping away. Shit. Sorry, that just
Yeah.
my brain went on a side tangent, but yeah, we have cute little ducks.
So we have something down in the brook that we found. It's basically a partially petrified root of a tree that is going to make an amazing coffee table when we put glass on top of it. Oh, it's going to be a work
a
of...
Mars garden on the wall if you sit up
Or
against the
yes,
wall, like
there's so much
figurine.
potential in that thing. But anyway, we're going to bore people to death. But check this out. There's an article by Cap Radio. Okay, that summer flu, it's probably COVID. Okay, think about this.
It's probably
That
cold.
flu is probably flu.
Allergies. Probably allergies.
Okay, but no. Yes, but besides that, let's just It's a redundant title. So I tweeted back to this person. This is the author, Janelle. COVID is the flu, silly girl. All right. New COVID variant, Eris, is a reminder to monitor virus data. It is the Guardian. New scientists, everything we know about the Eris variant, etc., etc. New Zealand, all COVID requirements. Oh, by the way, New Zealand's a little bit late. They just now on the, what is it, the 8th? No, sorry, August 29th. They're just now, New Zealand, saying, okay, the last scamdemic, the first scamdemic is over now.
They just got the memo.
So what are they going to get, like,
late.
what is it, they're going to have 1 week without it?
Apparently.
Yeah, all COVID-19 requirements removed, says New Zealand government. And that's August 29th of 2023, folks.
Revolt, New
Okay,
Zealanders,
yesterday.
Europeans,
That's
Facebook.
yesterday.
You know, when they do this, they're calling you all schmucks and telling you that you're fucking inferior humans.
Yeah, they are.
That's exactly what they're saying. They're
Yeah.
like, you're too stupid to stop us. Watch, we're gonna do it again right in front of your fucking face.
Yep.
You should have learned like any fucking 4-year-old, but nope. We have our money that you're too stupid to learn like a common fucking 4-year-old.
So that includes mandatory isolation, wearing a face mask for visitors of healthcare facilities, etc. And that's according to United Against COVID. Okay, so August 15, 2023. Okay, these are my tweets. You know, can't go into everything, but you get the idea. I am. That's. Wait a minute. Let's see. Oh, okay. When I said 29th, I should have said 19th. I don't know why I said it the 29th, but it was just on the 19th. See, this article messed me up. This article should be further down here, but I gotta edit that. But it was just on the 19th, I believe, that, let's see, that the New Zealand government... Nope, the 14th. Okay, so the 14th of August is when the New Zealand government finally caught up with saying, yeah, it's done. Oh, wait, everybody, new one, everybody. Okay, so it's back. All right, so anyway, all COVID-19, okay, August 15th, that's my tweets, more and more stuff. There's a lot of stuff here, folks. So I am basically going through the, I'm searching for anything related to any of this and filling in all the blanks. But there you go. It starts with, here's my whole point, it starts with the shareholders going, hey, we're losing money, what are we going to do? Something new? Or no, let's do a sequel. And then the very next day, hey, everybody, we think it might be, yes, it kind of is, and don't be too surprised because we're pretty sure it's coming back.
Well, you do know that they don't have any original ideas. That's why they just keep making remakes, right?
Right, and by the way, did anybody out there, did you guys notice that for a little bit there before, when the stock thing happened, they were like, well, maybe we're going to do lockdowns because of forest fires that are totally not, people are not being arrested for starting
They're not
at
all
all.
being set in grid patterns.
And, yeah, and
Not
it's...
at all like the snake or river-like patterns that fires usually take. No. Grid. That's natural.
Yeah. So it seemed like, I mean, when that was happening, it seemed like there was buzz about, we might want to do mask mandates and lockdowns because, like, there's, like, totally natural forest fires that nobody's being arrested for starting. Like, it wasn't like 17 people were arrested up in Canada or wherever it was for, no. Mm-hmm. But then they were like, you know what, Pfizer, drugs, yeah, we're going to go with another COVID sequel. That's it. Safe bet. It's COVID sequel. That's where we're going to put our money in. Okay.
How much you want to bet some of these new influx of COVID cases, people go into the hospital because they've got a really bad lung cough, is probably just smoke inhalation and dust settling within the lungs because of excessive forest fire ash in certain areas. How much you want to bet it's partially that?
Yep.
Also, you're still in allergy season, assholes. Allergies can manifest like flu symptoms if bad enough.
Here, by the way,
So
some
go fuck
flashbacks.
yourselves.
Here's some flashbacks to the last pandemic. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to remind people on Twitter, and since I tweeted this on August 20th, it goes on to August 20th. But here, here's the thing. There were protests around the world, all over America, major cities. I started reporting about them on Facebook because at the time, not Facebook, on WordPress, because at the time I was pretty plugged in with the kind of people who were doing that thing. And so there were protests going on all over the place. They didn't want anybody to know about it. WordPress starts taking off, 10,000 subscribers. People going nuts over this. Holy shit, I had no idea. Gets shared all over the place, and it's gone. It's all gone. The WordPress is gone. Didn't even have time to archive it. Archived a lot of it, a lot of the most important parts, but there was so many. Now, here's then when it was taking off, and all of a sudden, it's gone. It's all gone. So, anyway, we got to wrap this up. But remember, malo periculosum libertatem quam quietum servitutum from Thomas Jefferson. Better the dangers of freedom. Let's see, malo, the bad perils of freedom rather than the quiescence of servitude. All right. Benjamin Franklin quote: "Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." Thomas Paine, and by the way, other Thomas Paine, are you still in the chat? Let's see. I'm not sure if you're still there, but anyway, a Thomas Paine, historical Thomas Paine quote: "Government, even in its best state, is but a necessary evil. In its worst state, an intolerable one." And by the way, yeah, let's watch this, because this is funny shit. This is the kind of stuff that we're supposed to ignore and pretend doesn't happen, and pretend this is all coinkydink. Let's watch this. Let's go out with some laughs. But, okay, a lot of stuff's going on here. I really wanted to get into the chat and read everything, folks. I don't think it's going to be possible, I'm sorry to say. There are certain people whose patients we are trying, and they're animals, and they need to be fed, walked, and everything else like that and taken care of, and right now we're neglecting them. Not really, but, you know, they're being patient. They're going to start complaining. It's going to get loud. So, let's just watch this.
He's done real good about not being a pain.
Yes, but we're expecting a lot more of them than we should. So, let's watch this. Oh, no sound? Okay, apparently there's no sound in this video. But anyway, it's great. We're supposed to think that, you know what, this stuff happens all the time. It's just selective attention that there's compilations of this happening all over the world with athletes and newscasters.
It's not at all metal in your brain.
Right.
Enough aluminum to make you squirrel. Because I know I can smell it on him.
No, it's this guy's shoe.
Yeah, it's a shoe.
It's the guy's shoe.
It's his stinky left loafer.
Yeah. Yeah, all these healthy athletes collapsing on the field, you know.
Yeah, perfectly
Shut up
healthy
about
young
it.
men dying for, you know, shits and giggles.
Well, Daniel and other Daniel, thank you very much for being here. Thomas Paine, thank you very much for, you know, we got to compare notes about survivalism and all that kind of stuff sometime. We really do. Daniel, I already said other Daniel. Thank you, everyone. Oh, Christine, potato flesh. There's a Christine in our comments. I'm delighted that there's another female here.
Hi. Usually I'm only obnoxious.
Yeah. I the storm. There is only one God, and He is the Lord. His mighty name. Loki was the shit. Says Daniel.
He is the shit. He's just like, I wouldn't trust him with a knife behind my back, but
yeah,
I'd keep him around for fun and for friend.
Well, here's the thing: you gotta be the
trusted one.
You gotta be the trickster.
Yeah.
You have to be the trickster. You have to ride the chaos like a surfer.
Exactly. Don't just expect him to just be cool 24/7. Oh, he's Loki.
You gotta ride the avalanche.
Don't get mad if he fucks with you. That's the rule.
Yeah. Personally, I dig Pan, I dig Shiva, I dig the tricksters.
Yeah, they're more human because at least they're telling the truth.
Yeah.
I have angst and I'm angry. Let me exhibit it. Well, that's honest. Yeah. I mean, it's probably going to be destructive, but at least it's honest.
Shiva destroy.
Yeah, but then all gods are destroyers to a degree.
Yeah.
Just depends on if you want to see it that way.
Right, but do they destroy illusions or do they destroy life? You know, there's different kinds, but...
Yeah, but it's all just a...
Tabby for president. Daniel says Tabby for president.
Oh, God, no. Oh, my God. I would have a stroke. I would have a fucking stroke. That's just too many people to care about.
Okay, bye, Daniel Condoodle. He says, see you all, Condoodle. I love that. That's a great... Yeah, it is great. Yeah, you could take that. Link to Tabby's channel. Yeah, it is right here. There's a link to this in the description with everything, but I'll make it easier on you. So here is where it is, but I'll just copy the link address, and I should put this in the description of this video, but for now I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, some of our pets are They want to decide which is the alpha male. Well, I guess under me, I guess.
Well, little man here, somebody dropped him off like trash in front of our house. Right, literally where we keep our trash.
Yeah.
And so he's never lived with us.
That's Tabby's channel. I just put the link in there.
So he doesn't know how to have our version of house manners.
Yeah.
He's also not really cat friendly. Again, I think he was just a barn dog, which was somebody who's usually tied up in a barn to just chase rats and cats.
Yeah.
So he's not a lot of socialized. So he grumbles a lot and he has little tantrums, and he's been real good about not having a complete meltdown while we've been doing this.
Yeah.
He's rattled his dish a few times.
Yeah, because it's time for him to eat too. You're welcome, Daniel.
Yeah, he's a Jack Russell mixed with a beagle.
Daniel,
And
the
so
other
he
Daniel's
has
allergic to
anxiety.
NPCs. Yeah, that motherfucker's not real.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? Like, that makes me think.
There's
I wanna-
NPCs in the world. Maybe
no.
maybe it's just
No,
like
no.
there's so many NPCs that she just sees it.
No, hold on. What if it's the vaccine? What if at high altitudes the excess metal or aluminum causes brain bubbling, meaning you have bouts of psychosis where you literally think
Yeah.
somebody's a robot?
Yeah.
Because, shit, that lady's not the only one. There's like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
Plus, there's this one lady that looked like she was on Flocka trying to have sex with a plane. And channeling a demon,
Yeah.
Vishnu or something. You know, she was doing that with the tongue. So
Yeah.
You know, tell me that ain't some demon god. You know, like, wait, you know, I wonder if those people were vaccinated. Which there's a chance, right? Like, especially with how many lemmings there are today, there's a good chance. I mean, purebred blood, like pure blood that doesn't have that vax shit in it, actually does get requested from donation places.
Yeah.
Because if you have had certain kinds of cancer treatment and stuff, you can't just have tainted blood.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have blood that they can tell exactly what it's going to do.
Yep.
So clean samples only are becoming a necessity within the donation community.
Yep. All
Which
right,
is
so
funny.
let's wrap this up. Don't mean to be rude, baby, but
No, it's fine.
it's just we got to
Been
go.
doing it a while, yeah.
We have links in the description for all the different articles that I went over. The Scandemic 2, the COVID Boondoggle Project, the one about how they're lying for money for the COVID numbers, and a link to this, which is a link for everything. Culture War Encyclopedia. If you click on right there, it'll take you to the website for the Culture War Encyclopedia. It's like Wikipedia if it didn't suck. Culture War Encyclopedia videos on Rumble, on Odyssey, BitChute, and Brighteon. On social media, on Locals, although I'm also on Twitter. It is one of my CW Encyclopedia. All right, at CW Encyclopedia. And by the way, my picture encapsulates the current culture war. The upper left quadrant versus the lower right quadrant right there. Right? All
Two
right.
different kinds of smugness. She's
Yeah.
the stupid smug, and he knows he's right, so he's smug. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, and his
he's
is...
right. He has his righteous smugness because he knows he's right.
Yeah. And then we have underneath that the original Justin Trouble, the Truth Troll, Justin Trouble written reports. It's a different Substack than Justin Trouble videos on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, and Brighteon. And on social media, I'm on CloudHub, Gab, Minds, and MeWe. I don't think you're really on social media. I mean, you could consider
No.
Rumble your social media. It is social
Yeah.
media because you're talking, you're responding to people.
Yeah.
So there you go. And then we have Tabby's videos right here. Again, this goes to Rumble. I have to go break up a fight between 2 males outside of ours.
It's breeding season.
It's breeding
so they get
season,
very,
so yeah.
They get very
Yeah.
testically.
I gotta go, but let's get Tabby more subscribers. But really, let's get her a video cam and a good headset with a microphone, and she could really. I mean, I understand the untapped potential of Tabby that has yet to be flowered, and it really needs
He
to
just
come out.
loves me. That's
No,
that.
I know that if we get you a better mic and you could also be on camera, then it'll believe me, that will be her niche, that'll be her thing, okay, for at least for that. And then anyway, enough for me. Love you all. Thank you very much for being here. Christina Potato Flesh. I gotta read your comment because it's so rare we get women here. Christina Potato Flesh says they are happy to destroy everything so they can rule over the ashes.
Bingo.
Yeah, because they can't create, they want to destroy you.
Yeah, they're destroyers. That's why they can't make good movies.
Yeah.
Because they're not creative. They're destructive. That's all they know.
Yeah, all they can do is destroy one thing after another. The movie about the Green Knight, it's about destroying it. The movie about Snow White, it's about destroying it. You know, it's all about destroying it.
Because that's all they know. They're not smart enough to create.
It's
Only
iconoclasm.
Intelligent people create. stupid people destroy.
Yeah.
That is what history also depicts. That's why communist countries are always destroyed, impoverished, eating their own children.
Yep.
It's just how it is. And they hate it, and they don't like fucking existing with it. And it's like, well, if you would learn, it wouldn't be a problem no more. But you all failed to fucking learn.
Right. And there's more examples of this under iconoclasm in the Culture War Encyclopedia. So, I mean, it starts out in ancient times, but it continues with things like, say, Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben's, cultural icons being wiped away.
Over
Over feelings and stupid reasons.
feelings.
Yep.
My feelings matter more than freedom. Your feelings matter more than someone's freedom.
But iconoclasm has been around a long time. It used to be with religion. Now it's with cultural icons, and it keeps going, and it goes on and on and on and on. And that's why Disney is saying destroying everything
Disney
that
was
was
bought
once
by China,
loved.
and China's stupid. So
Yeah.
there you go.
I mean, it's
They'd never make
it's
good
about
movies.
it's about the culture. It's undermining the culture. It's about
Somebody
undermining
name
the
me
culture.
one good Chinese movie made by China. You can't, can you? Because they don't make good shit. So of course they get a hold of Disney or fucking movies in general, and it all goes to hell. They never had the talent for cinema of any kind. They're fucking idiots.
Yep.
They're not good at that. They're good at making fireworks. That's about it.
Destruction
And
of
some
icons.
of those blow up wrong.
And they do it with Batman, Batwoman, go on, so on and so on
Yep.
and so on and so on.
And they're not good at cinema.
Yeah,
Japanese,
Star Wars.
The Japanese, the South Koreans, those are really good Asians at making movies. I'm sorry, they just are. They are. Like, I'm down for a Japanese flick. Especially if it's horror. Oh my god. Yes, thank you, I'm there.
Yeah.
And if it's like some sort of mythical retelling of like a fantasy, then I'm going South Korea. Because that shit's good.
Yeah.
You know? They know what they're doing cinematically. China has no fucking clue. That's why Disney sucks.
Yeah, Daniel's outside cats eliminate everything. We wish we could do that, but our cat's situation demands that we can't have them as outside cats, which
Yeah,
really,
these
really
are
sucks.
tailored
Now we have a mouse or dog, but unfortunately he's old and blind.
Yeah, because they used him up and threw him away, and so
Yeah.
now we have him.
We're just taking care of him out of because we feel bad for the guy.
Well, the
but,
local no-kill shelters are all full, so he
Yeah.
can't go anywhere at the moment.
Right. But if he could
Being
see,
rehoused.
he would work as a great team with our
Yeah.
other two canines.
Oh, he'd be great
Because
at
he would be the guy that goes in the tunnel, and they would wait for him to drive them out. You know.
it. Yeah. he
Anyway.
could get down there and sneak him out of there.
Okay, guys, gals, everybody, look in the comments below. Again, I'm all about the Culture War Encyclopedia these days since YouTube has been suppressing Justin Trouble for so long, and I want to start building something that isn't in a constant flow, but something that's always there.